9th, 2025. We were inter-squad, and just his last inning of work, Dane suffered an injury, ended up having to have Tommy John surgery. So February 9th to March the 7th of 2026, he has worked his tail off every single day to get back out there. But he was slated to be our Sunday starter last year. Obviously a highly rated. D1 Baseball has him ranked number 15 freshman overall in the ACC. So a very high-profile guy that can really be another key factor for us on the mound, and really excited to see him out there today.
All right, we'll take a look at the starters for the visiting LaSalle Explorers here in game number 2. Leading things off would be Ryan Perez in left field. Center fielders Chase Swain will bat second. Carter Groon will hit third in right field. First baseman Alec Welshons will hit cleanup. Designated hitter is Kosei Suzuki, will bat at the fifth spot. Austin Rowe will play third, hit sixth. Tyler Morgan will do the catching in the nightcap. He'll bat seventh. Justin Zestowicki.
You got it.
For me to say
Well
Zestowicki. Well, I need to spell it out, but Zestowicki will hit eighth and play shortstop. First pitch of the career Moeller is playward, and it is in there for a strike to Ryan Perez. And then hitting ninth will be his brother, Daniel Perez, at second base. That's the starters for LaSalle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second pitch misses. We are underway. We are going through, actually putting in our lineups as we speak. Pitches down and in. 2 balls and a strike to the left-handed batting left fielder, hitting at .231. He's got a homer and 7 driven in. The 2-1 swung on, pulled foul outside of first. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In case you just joined us, Tigers win the opener of this doubleheader, winning 6-4. Won yesterday by a count of 14-1. Here's the 2-2. Missed away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll go through the Tiger batting order before their first plate appearance in the bottom half of this inning. Here's the payoff. Fouled off left side over the third base dugout and out of play.
Yeah, excited to see Dane out there again. I don't know exactly how long we're going to see Dane. I don't think you'll see him for more than 1 inning, but just to have him be able to go through a pregame start, warm up, and see him out there is awesome.
Payoff, fly ball down the left field line. Giving chase is Crichton, and it's out of play.
And Dane pumping the strike zone as well. He's a 4-seam, 2-seam fastball guy, has a changeup and also a slider.
Pitch is swung on, grounded up the middle, backhanded, stopped by Purify. Can he grab it? No, on the outfield grass. It just scooted off of his glove. It'll be an infield base hit to start the ball game, and the single by Ryan Perez gets us underway.
Man, there's not many second basemen in the whole country that can even get to that ball. Jaron very frustrated with himself that it just popped out there. He wasn't able to come up to try to make a throw, but keep getting those ground balls and we'll be just fine.
Leadoff infield hit here, Swain, Chase Swain. In the opener, 1 for 5, scored a run. Runner at first, nobody out. He takes a breaking ball, strike 0-1 to the right-handed batter. Hitting .333 overall, a couple of homers. He's driven in 15. Just underway, game 2. Runner at first, nobody out. Top half of inning number 1. Pitch is swung on and lined into center field. That's a base hit. McClatty over quickly, cuts it off. First and second, nobody out.
LaSalle's coming out swinging it. First 2 batters, just driving the ball right back up the middle. He got a breaking ball, like the ball was maybe up in the zone a bit. See if we can't execute these pitches and find a way to work out of this.
2-1, nobody out. And here's the right-handed hitting right fielder, Carter Groon. Groon was 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts in the opener. First and second, nobody out. Hitting .326 overall this season. The pitch. And that is in there for a strike. Speaking of Moeller, you get out there for the first time when the bullets are really flying and it really counts.
Yeah.
You just got to knock some of that rust off. Check the runner at second, the 0-1. Tap foul, third base side towards the on-deck circle, 0-2.
Yeah, Dane's dad was a good ball player himself, played at UNC Greensboro, actually ended up playing 14 years in the big leagues, so definitely has the genetics in there. And
his father was a pitcher also, wasn't he?
Played a pitcher now.
Absolutely.
An MLB scout. His sisters played soccer here, 2 of them.
0-2. Nice play by Gerald behind the plate as it skips in there. Defensively for Clemson, Crichton is in left, McClatty in center. Ty Dally in right. Dillard getting his 4th start of the week down at third base. Lichtenberger at short, Purify at second, Gaffney at first, and Jacob Jarrell, who got the opener off, is behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gruen. 2 on, nobody out. Check of the runner at second, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and it's out number 1, the first career strikeout for Moeller.
A really nice job just continuing to mix speeds there, and went back with the off-speed pitch and had him out front. Scored his first out, first career out, strikeout. Hopefully one of many.
Yeah, he took something off of that pitch. That was a nice pitch. Straight changeup. 16th punch out, oh, by the way, in case you just joined us, for Tiger pitchers in this doubleheader. Trio combined for 15 in the opener. First pitch is a swing and a miss by Alex Welshons, the first baseman. Welshons 1 for 4, drove in a run in the opener. Overall hitting at 289, but he does have 5 homers and 14 driven in coming in. He's now got 15 RBIs. Toss back to second, runner back. Actually make that 14. As we did get some updated numbers between games. That's also nice.
And just the sports information crew just continuing to dominate their side of the game.
The 0-1, swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Want to thank William Quackenbush for handling the intermission for us. You hear Quack on women's basketball, baseball, softball, whether it's television, radio, like we said. He's got the only guy I know who's got a face for TV around here.
That's for sure.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out for out number 2.
Yeah, nice job, Dane. Just doing a really good job of just locating those fastballs. He's throwing strikes in the top part of the zone. He went away with that one, so just doing a nice job of mixing it up. It's 2 big strikeouts there after 2 singles. Lead off the inning.
Kosei Suzuki, designated hitter in this game, batting in the 5th spot, and he looks at a pitch in the dirt, scoots away from Jarrell. He will actually throw down to second, and the runner is out. He tried to advance the runner down at second base, Perez. He had third base. Swain, a late jump on the ball in the dirt at first, was out at second, and that will end the inning. No runs, couple hits, 1 left. We've completed a half inning in game 2. No score. Back right after this on the Clemson Athletic Network. We go to the bottom half of inning number 1, no score. Tigers come to the bat for the first time, and this is the starting lineup for Eric Bakich and his crew, which comes in with a record now of 13-1 overall. Jaron Purify will lead things off down at second base. Tristan McClatty now hitting at 388. He'll bat second in center field. Nate Savoy is the number 3 hitter. He's the designated hitter. The cleanup hitter is first baseman Luke Gaffney. Tyler Lichtenberger will hit 5th. He'll play shortstop. Jacob Jarrell gets the duties behind the dish here in game number 2. Jarrell will bat in the number 6 spot. Jack Crichton will hit 7th in left field. Ty Dowley's in right field. He will hit 8th. Jay Dillard will bat 9th and play third base, and they will face off against right-hander Emilio Rodriguez, who's making his 2nd start of the year. Brad, for the Explorers.
And number 0 on the lineup here, the right-hander, 5'9", 175-pound junior out of Baltimore, Maryland. Only making his 2nd appearance of the season, and it's his 2nd start. Only went 1 innings pitched before giving up 1 hit, 4 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Opponents batting .250 with the short innings of work, an inflated ERA of 27.00, and no record on his stat sheet for the young season.
Jaron Purify reached base in 4 of 5 trips to the plate in the opener. And he steps in leading off the bottom of the first inning. Now time called is the catcher, Morgan. I don't think his pitch comm equipment's working. He'll tell you that Purify went 2 for 3, scored a couple, stole a base, and also walked twice in the opener. Fans Blue Choice Health Plan of South Carolina is today's game sponsor and offers a variety of health and dental plans to serve the needs of South Carolinians. To learn more, go to bluechoicesc.com. And while we have a moment on what is kind of not a nice cool day for the most part, but it's always a great day. Passionate fans and ice cold Coca-Cola.
About that.
That's a winning combo. Fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy an ice cold Coca-Cola. So Purify steps in against the right-hander. Bottom of the first, no score, game number 2. And Rodriguez delivers, and Purify shows bunt, bunts it foul left side, no balls and a strike. Jaron up to 340 with his 2 for 3 in the opener. Now with 5 doubles. Has walked 9 times, has a .429 on-base percentage. Also has driven in 5, and he has scored 14 runs. Swing and a miss, no balls, 2 strikes.
I like where Jaron's head at too. Just maybe not quite swinging it like he wants, but you have Rude, the third baseman there for LaSalle, playing back in his good speed. So he's gonna have to find his way out of this hole here, 0-2.
The 0-2 swung on, fouled straight back over the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. The count remains. And I think I'm almost to the point now where my scorecard is actually filled out.
That's good work, because
It's a chore.
it was a quick turnaround.
The 0-2 misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's a breaking ball so far. Don't have a scouting report on Rodriguez, so far we've seen a good fastball around 90 miles an hour and seen the slider. See what he comes with here.
The 1-2 fouled back again. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, nice job by Jaron just fouling off those pitches, and we talked about that last game, but both clubs done a nice job just fouling off pitches until they can get something they can handle.
Purify steps back in. Rodriguez comes plateward, misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It looked like the first start for Rodriguez, just a little bit of trouble throwing strikes. He ended up giving up 4 runs, but had 3 walks in his inning of work. So see if Tigers can be patient up there and have some quality at bats.
2-2, upstairs, ball 3. We saw in the opener, Purify led off the Tiger bottom of the first with a walk. He's even in the count here at 3-2, eventually stole a base and scored to open the Tigers scoring in game 1. Here's the 3-2, and it misses away. A great at-bat by the Tigers' second baseman. He falls behind 0-2 and then works a walk.
Yeah, he did a fabulous job, and that's, again, just been a testament to these Clemson hitters so far. Like you said, he got behind 0-2. He showed bunt, tried to mix it up the first pitch of his at-bat, and then got down 0-2, but doing a nice job of finding a way, and we got the leadoff guy aboard.
Stole his 5th base of the season. Back in the first inning of game 1, McClatty steps in. Tristan McClatty, as the throw goes to first, runner back. McClatty 2 for 4. Also had a walk, scored a run in game 1. Mr. Consistency for this ball club. 388, 5 long ones, and 17 driven in. Rodriguez very deliberate. And again, the throw to first. So, question number 2. No pitch clock.
Yeah, there's a pitch clock.
There is.
Yeah.
I was looking. Am I missing
it was. He picked over at first. I was watching because
you were watching. I didn't see.
He held a lot. Obviously we talk about control in the run game, but
there it is. I thought it was almost at 0.
It was at 4 seconds when he picked there.
Time is called.
Yep. So they've got the pitcher's got to give the batter a chance to get into the box and make eye contact.
So that's why the time was called?
Yeah, that's a warning there. He was trying to make sure that don't quick pitch him.
The pitch, and that's upstairs. So after getting ahead of Purify, no balls and 2 strikes, he has since walked Purify, now falls behind 1-0 on McClatty.
I think it's the same approach. You got to make him throw that breaking ball for a strike and just hunt the fastball.
Purify goes, pitch is taken for a ball. Throw down, not nearly in time. Stolen base, Jaron Purify, he stands there with nobody out.
That's the first time we've seen Morgan behind the plate in the last 2 games as well, so might be their 2nd string catcher. So Tigers doing their homework and trying to be aggressive on the base paths, but now you've got a runner in scoring position with a good hitter is Tristan McClatty at the plate.
2-0 on Tristan to pitch, and that is in there for a strike. So Purify with a couple of swipes in this doubleheader. Now 6 of 8 on the season. If my math is correct, yeah. You know, I can add a little. I'm getting better. 2-1 the count. Fouled straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, nice job by Tristan, even though he didn't connect with that pitch. So he's hunting the fastball. Again, just going to have to make him throw his off-speed pitches for strikes and just sit there and hunt the fastball over the heart of the plate.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Check of the runner, the pitch, and that bounces in there. 3-2. I tell you what, when you watch this Clemson team, and part of this ball club is having good at bats.
Yeah,
and they all
100%.
do. It is amazing. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, you're trying to have 50% quality at bats over the course of the game.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Purify at second. The pitch inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to begin the first inning for Clemson, and now here's Savoy.
You can see Rodriguez being a little bit frustrated there, but looks like that was the nemesis for him in his first start, just being able to throw strikes. And these Clemson hitters just sitting on this fastball until he can prove that he can throw strikes to you.
Nate Savoy, the designated hitter. He was the catcher in the opener. 370, 4 homers, 16 driven in. Savoy 1 for 5, drove in a run in the opener. The pitch, swing and a miss. No balls and a strike.
He was ready for that fastball, 89 miles an hour. It's not going to overpower you, but really big swing right there for Nate. He said earlier, he just drives the ball wherever he hits it.
We didn't talk about it a lot. It's not just the pull side. He will go the other way.
Oh, yeah.
Runners dance off at first and second, and they're going to call a balk. A balk has been called. You saw Purify and McClatty both dance at the first and second base at the same time. Rodriguez actually flinched a bit, and a balk is called by the third base umpire. Runners at second, third, nobody out.
That's just tip your cap to the base runners there, just being aggressive. Nobody's holding them on there, so they were jumping around, being aggressive, and ends up working out. Now they've got 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out.
Savoy steps back in, right-handed hitting designated hitter. The pitch, swung on, popped him up. Right side, down the line. Giving chase is Grun in foul ground. He won't have a play. In the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, another fastball. He's just challenging Nate with those fastballs, and you don't have to do too much here. I know Nate likes to drive the ball, as we keep talking about, but base hit will score 2 runs. Outfielders are playing very deep.
Infield almost on, the shortstop at second. They're on the outfield grass.
Yep.
So not only do you get a run home with a ball at the middle, you're going to get a runner at third with less than 2 outs as well. The 0-2 to Savoy. Here it comes. Fouled back.
That was a good 0-2 pitch right there. That was a good breaking ball up in the zone. And a nice job by Nate just fouling it off, keeping his at bat alive.
We're in the bottom of the first, game 2 of the doubleheader. Clemson won the opener 6-4. Second and third, nobody out, bottom of the first. And game 2, the pitch. Swung on, foul tipped at home plate, and Savoy stays alive. Yeah, we were going back to driving the ball. The first weekend I saw him, what impressed me, you see hitters go the other way, but you don't see many hitters that drive it the other way.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, he's got the power from all parts of the field, and see if he can do that here.
The pitch. Popped it up. Foul ground out of play right behind home plate.
He's doing a nice job just keeping it. Tip your cap to Rodriguez, though. He's continuing to throw strikes, and nice job by Nate fouling off those pitches.
Fans, WCCP FM, WHAT AM, official flagship stations for Clemson Athletics. 0-2, the count remains. The pitch. Nowhere near. Nice play by the catcher, Morgan. That ball darted down and away. He blocked it nicely. 1-2 the count.
See Eric Bakich over talking to the on-deck hitter, Luke Gaffney, and just constantly studying the at-bats and just telling him, I have a feeling he's telling him, hunt that fastball.
1-2. Almost hit him with an off-speed pitch at 73, up and in. 2-2.
Yeah, nice job by Nate, too. He didn't bail out of there. He turned his shoulder in, but it was a breaking ball. It's not going to hurt you if it hits you. So.
And that's easier said than done, because your first reaction when something's coming at you, particularly at your head, is to get out of the way. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and drilled to deep left, but that will hook well foul. That's a moonshot. 2-2 the count remains. I don't know where it landed. I mean, it
might be on top of Jervy.
Yeah.
Or maybe a souvenir for the Jervy junk. They cleared out.
They cleared out.
You know what? There's a rumor that there's the Ain't Patty's Day walk going on downtown.
You got me, you young kids. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, drilled into left center field. That will drop for a base hit. It will split the outfield. Those roll to the wall. Savoy at second. Tigers with a 2-0 lead on the 2-run double by Nate Savoy.
Yeah, we got that off-speed pitch. Hung it over the middle part of the plate. Just used that strength. Just continue to just drove that ball in the left center gap right there. Figured we talk about it long enough, we'd see one happen. So those 2 out RBIs, or excuse me, 2 RBIs there with nobody out.
And part of that was his, you know, he kept fouling pitches off and working and working and working, and finally got one he could handle. Time called now, as it looks like the pitching coach will make his way to the mound. That gives me a chance to tell fans, make sure you download the Clemson Tigers official app. You can do so by visiting the App Store. Tigers app, not only where you can download your tickets, but it's your one-stop shop for following the Tigers. You can listen to our broadcast, keep track of other scores, find rewards from our partners, and much more. It's the Clemson Tigers app. How about download it today? Here's Luke Gaffney, runner at second, 2 in, bottom of the first. Tigers with an early 2-0 lead on the 2-run double by Nate Savoy. And oh, by the way, for Nate, gives him 18 runs driven in. He's taken over the team lead again. Gaffney steps in. First pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Luke 1 for 3, drove in a run, also had a walk in the opener. Comes into this one, hitting at .383. Couple of homers, 12 driven in.
How about that? See if we can't drive in another one right here.
I'm with you. Here's the 0-1 from Rodriguez. And it's popped up out of play over the first base dugout. No balls and 2 strikes. Tigers have scored a pair. In fact, if you look at this series, Clemson has now, to this point, outscored the Explorers 7-1 in the opening inning.
How about that?
4-1 yesterday, 1-0 earlier today, and right now it's 2-0. That ball skips in there, gets away from Morgan. Savoy to third on the wild pitch that'll move. The Clemson designated hitter within 90 feet of home plate as he scoots down to third on the wild pitch.
Yeah, that was a great jump by Nate Savoy too. Just a good dirt ball read, and you know sometimes it's a little bit tougher when it kicks over to the third base side, but he got such a good jump there. Now there's a runner at third here with nobody out.
1-2. The count on Gaffney. He swings and misses at the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Morgan picks it up, throws the first. Gaffney retired on the strikeout 2-3. Savoy stays at third. There's one away.
Yeah, got Gaffney to chase that breaking ball again. We haven't seen that breaking ball thrown for strikes very often so far in this first inning, so just going to have to see that pitch up. And now the Tigers got to find a way to manufacture that run over there at third base.
So here's Lichtenberger, the shortstop. 1 out, runner at third, 2 in. Infield plays in. Lichtenberger looks at a pitch down and in. Tyler 0 for 3 with a walk in game 1. Average up to 227, however, overall. It's driven in 5 runs. Chance for number 6 right here. Runner at third, 1 out. Breaking ball misses 2-0. But a good at bat. I like the fact, you know, it's easy in this situation to kind of chase those pitches.
Yeah, it is.
And he has stayed off of 2 pretty close pitches.
Yeah, he just got to, again, make him throw that fastball, breaking ball for strike, but infield in, just going to have to try to drive something in, hit something hard.
The 2-0. Here it comes. Swung on and fouled off behind home plate, out of play. 2-1. Inning began, Purify walked, stole second. McClatty walked. Both runners moved up on the balk, and both scored on Savoy's double in the left center. Savoy reached third on the wild pitch. Gaffney struck out, and now here's Lichtenberger ahead in the count 2-1 with 1 out. The pitch fouled back off the screen behind home plate, 2-2.
That's what Coach Ryan Smith would say. You know, you walk those guys, 90% of the time they come around to score.
He's a legend, isn't he?
How about that? I enjoyed listening to him. You know, TV broadcast, watching it inside.
He's the best.
Hey, he's got a good point. That's why you got to throw
Long-time
strikes.
coach.
That's right.
2-2. And it hit him. Lichtenberger hit by a pitch down around the ankle. Tosses the bat away, heads to first. First and third, one out.
Yeah, Rodriguez frustrated with that one, but pitch got away from him, but nice job by Tyler Lichtenberg hanging in there. That's a free 90 that we talk about. So those free 90s scored earlier. See if we can't get him around to score.
Here's Jacob Jarrell. Got the catching duties here in game 2. First and third, one out. 2 runs in. Bottom of the first, 2-0 Clemson. The pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. Jacob at 282. Tied for the club lead with 5 homers. He's driven in 15. Back to Coach Smith. You know, head coach at Furman, longtime head coach. His teams were the most fundamentally sound fielding team you would see in college baseball.
They've given us some run for our money here.
They were good. They were so much fun to watch. Direct reflection of his teaching. Ball 2. That one's way upstairs. You know, some guys, when they field the ball, their glove almost looks like a marshmallow, right? Like a thing of cotton.
Yeah.
Soft. All his infielders were that way.
Yeah, it's just, again, it goes back to those fundamentals, and it's how you play the game.
2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. Fouled straight back, 2-1. So Rodriguez, his job on the mound for LaSalle, coach, is to keep it at a 2-0 deficit. And so far, he just he's working hard. He's pumping in that fastball.
Yeah, LaSalle's got a guy in the pen already, but his last start, like I said, he only went 1 inning, but the walks got him in trouble. So see if the Tigers can take advantage of that.
2-1, fouled straight back.
Big cut by Jacob right there. He got what you call a middle fastball at 88 miles an hour. He'd like to have that one back.
Yeah, back when we played, 88 was pretty good. You know, nowadays these kids are throwing 98.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. First and third, 1 out, 2-0 Clemson, bottom of the first. The 2-2 to Jarrell. Misses away. Count run full. Has run full, 3-2.
Yeah, good take there. He tried to come back with a harder slider, but starting on the outside part of the plate, you know that ball is going to continue to run away from the plate. It's a good take. Now he's got this count 3-2.
3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Runner goes at first. Pitch is taken. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. Lichtenberger was moving on the pitch. And he'll head to second. Jarrell walks. That is the 3rd walk of the inning by Clemson. Also has had a hit by pitch. And the bases are loaded for Crichton.
That's a pretty good 3-2 pitch as well. I think it's just a matter of, because he has not been around the plate many of the last few innings, I think he might have gotten that call, but nice take.
Well, you can see the situation is this. The pitching coach is making his way to the mound. So Rodriguez will not make it through the first inning. So the situation is this. Tigers have the bases loaded with 1 out. Clemson on top 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning, and LaSalle will go to their bullpen. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll tell you about the new pitcher for the Explorers right after this on the Clemson Athletic Network. Welcome back to Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Clemson Athletic Network. Two nothing Clemson, bottom of the first. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's Brad Owens to tell you about the new pitcher for LaSalle.
The new right-hander, number 45, Matt DeStefanis, 6 foot, 175-pound freshman from Utica, New York. DeStefanis making his 3rd appearance of the season, all in relief. He has 3 innings of work, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks to 4 strikeouts. Opponents batting only 200 on the season. No win of record, no saves, and an average of 6.00 for number 45, Matt DeStefanis.
He will face, with the bases loaded and 1 out, already trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the first, he will face Clemson left fielder Jack Crichton. Jack 1 for 4, scored twice in game 1, hitting .333 on the season. Bases loaded, 1 out, the pitch. And it swung on and grounded to second. Perez fields, goes to second. 1, that's the only out they'll get, and a run will score. And the Tigers take a 3-0 lead.
That's one way to make it manufacture run. Nice shot by Perez, too. Getting that ball, it was deep. It was slowly hitting the 4-hole, but that's how you manufacture run. Any way you can do it.
So on the play, Savoy scores from third. Lichtenberger moves to third. Jarrell erased at second, 4-6 on the force out. And Crichton's aboard with his RBI ground out, or force out, I should say, for Jack, his 7th runs driven in. Here's Ty Dowling, first and third. Now 2 away. Tigers on top, 3-0. See if they put Crichton in motion. First pitch is low, ball 1. Couple of walks, in fact 3 walks in the inning, a hit batter, a 2-run double by Savoy, and an RBI grounder by Crichton. All total 3-0 Clemson. Bottom of the first, still threatening. The 1-0, nowhere near, almost threw it to the backstop. 2-0.
See if we can't get a 2-out RBI early in this contest. Last game you saw him really paying off.
Our guy Jay Dillard.
Yeah, that's the difference in the ball game.
Yep.
That's how you
Drove
win.
in the last 2. Anderson, South Carolina native Dillard. Here's Dally. Dillard is on deck. Oh, by the way, Dally swings and misses. 2-1.
Jay Dillard, a former camper as well. We talked about that earlier.
I mean, if you want to be great, you got to go to camp. I mean,
It is amazing.
It's amazing.
I don't know. It is amazing how many of our current players have attended one. I guess a camper alumni.
2-1 line drive. That is a foul ball into the bullpen near the left field lounge. Count even 2-2.
Good piece of hitting there by Ty. It was a fastball on the outside part of the plate. See if we can't.
So look what, by the way, look what camp did for you.
That's right. Well,
It parlayed yourself into a baseball career of 19 years.
got me an opportunity
There
to
you
play
go.
collegiate baseball.
That's right.
And then start a working camp. Opportunity to.
And you're the best at what you do.
Well,
no doubt about that.
It's all teamwork.
2-2. The pitch. Fouled straight back. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. First and third, 2 outs. Bottom of the first. Clemson with a 3 spot on top of LaSalle, 3-0. I'd like to welcome those watching on ESPN Plus, also those on the Clemson Athletic Network. Alongside Brad Owens, I'm Tony Schufo. Tigers won game 1 of this doubleheader, 6-4. Payoff, or I should say the 2-2, and that misses away. Now we'll have a payoff coming to Dowling.
Good take by Ty as well. I can't tell if that's a split finger or it's a really low spin rate. Whatever it is, he throws it as his changeup.
Pitch is outside, ball 4. That is the 4th walk of the first inning. And now the bases are loaded for Anderson's Jay Dillard.
That's a good take by Ty Dowling. That is definitely a ball, but it's a close pitch, and give home plate umpire Craig Barron credit there. He did a nice job just making sure that pitch
Brad,
is
do
a
you
ball.
see Dowley's at bat? You talk about that. We've seen a number of borderline pitches that he's taken. Better and better each week, isn't he?
Yeah, 100%. I think the South Carolina game, he had 2 walks, and I think Coach Bakich was messing with him. It might have been the first 2 walks of his career.
Here's the pitch to Dillard. It is in the dirt. Batting 9th, playing third base.
Yeah, I think it's one of those approaches that we're going to continue to see to get better and better as this season goes, and you know that power's in there, so excited to see it.
1 ball, no strikes to Dillard, the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. Jay 1 for 2 in the opener, drove in last 2 runs of the game for Clemson in their 6-4 win. Also scored a run, also drew a walk. He's got 7 runs driven in this week.
That's not a bad week's work.
4 against Michigan State, 2 yesterday. Pitch swung on, fouled off. Actually, 2 yesterday and 2 today. Am I right? Is that right?
Yep.
No.
I think
I won yesterday, 2 today. Again, back to my math. It's good sometimes, and other times it's just not very good. And this is one of the not very good.
I was just thinking we still got one more game to play tomorrow, too. So a lot of opportunity.
Well, he's got a chance to get it into double figures here. Dillard swings and misses on the 1-2 pitch, and the inning is over. But a good start for Clemson. They score 3 runs in the bottom of the first. We go to the second. Tigers lead LaSalle 3-0 on the Clemson Athletic Network.
Introducing LabCorp On Demand, a new platform that expands access to a suite of tests and services available both at home and in person, because answers are everything.
It's time for the Terminus Best Play of the game. Turn your attention to the award to see the Terminus Best Play for the last game. Now, the Tigers, double zero, Drew Pittsburgh. The trusted experts in pest control. The Tigers like to thank Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of Clemson Tigers. This is the concession stand for a nice cold Coke today.
Fans, Prisma Health, proud partner of the Clemson Tigers, and also the official team physician for our Tigers. Learn more, visit prismahealth.org/Tigers. New pitcher for the Tigers. We go to the top of the second. Brett.
Number 00, Drew Titsworth, the right-hander, 6'3", 215-pound junior out of Frankenmuth, Michigan. Drew making his 3rd appearance of the season, and all in relief. He has 5 innings pitched, giving up 1 hit, 1 run. That run was earned. He's given up 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Opponents only batting .059 against Titsworth. He's earned 2 wins on the season, no losses and no saves, and a run average of 1.80. So I think this was all part of the plan, Tony. We saw Dane Moeller. We talked about him coming off his first collegiate appearance, coming off an injury. So he got to go through his whole pregame warm-up. We see him being a starter in the future for the Tigers, but we're only going to give him an inning, and now you follow him up with Drew Titsworth, and see if Drew can settle in here and continue to throw up some more zeros for us.
You know, one of the things about Drew, as he takes the mound here in the second, he's got, you talk about a great demeanor for a relief guy.
Oh, yeah.
He has that stoic time to go to work. No
all
fear,
business.
all business. I think that's even the best way of putting it. You put it exactly right. Yeah, he is. He's got what it takes. He will face 5, 6, and 7. Kosei Suzuki was at the plate when the inning ended, when Swain was thrown out trying to advance on a pitch in the dirt in the first inning. First pitch to Suzuki is upstairs, a ball. Yeah, they had first and second and 2 outs. In fact, LaSalle had first and second and nobody out to start the ball game. Pitch is fouled off the mask of Gerald. And as courteous as the home plate umpire normally does, Craig Barron will walk the ball out to Titsworth and give Gerald a second or 2 to regather himself or gather himself behind home plate. So first and second, nobody out to start the game last half inning for LaSalle, but back-to-back strikeouts of Grun and Welshons. And then with Suzuki at the plate, ball skipped up there, and Gerald threw Swain out at second, trying to advance on the ball in the dirt. There's the 1-1 to Suzuki. Ball 2.
Yeah, Drew's got a good fastball. You're going to see that pitch was at 93 miles an hour. You can see him running up to 95, but the formula here is just to continue to pound the strike zone, throw strikes, let that defense work behind you, and make them beat you.
The 2-1. Just missed in, 3-1.
Good breaking ball there. 2-1 breaking ball. I don't see that a ton, but that's the mission of this pitching staff. Any pitch, anywhere, anytime.
3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch, and that is ball 4 inside. So the leadoff man aboard for the 2nd straight inning for LaSalle as Suzuki reaches on the base on balls, and here's Rue.
That's only the 2nd walk in this series as well, so leadoff guy aboard. It's one of the goals, trying to eliminate that leadoff guy, just eliminate any pressure.
So here's Austin Rue, runner at first, nobody out. Pitch from Titsworth in there for a strike at 92. No balls and a strike. Rue 1 for 4, struck out a couple of times in the opener. 2 for 10 on the season, has driven in a run. The look in, the pitch. That misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Pretty good spot there with fastball just missing off the plate. We can't roll us up a double play.
Let's
I don't
do
think
it.
we've had one
We
of those
haven't had
yet.
one. We hit into 3 in game
Yeah.
1. A 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Runner bluffs going, checked his swing, cost him a strike. As Rue checked his swing, was a called strike, and it's 1-2.
It's a good breaking ball, just catching the bottom part of the zone on the outside part of the plate. So he's got 2 strikes here in his first 3 pitches. See if he can win the count.
The 1-2 missed away off the mid of Gerald, scoots about 10 feet onto the turf area, and that allows the runner Suzuki to move to second. I think, Coach, that'll be a pass ball.
Yeah, like Jacob was trying to really frame it, a fastball on the outside part of the plate, and just might have lost his focus there for a bit, but now LaSalle's got a runner out there at second base with nobody out. See if we can't get a big strikeout here for this first out.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Rue. Missed away. 3-2. Tony Schufo with Brad Owens, game 2 of the doubleheader. Tigers looking for win number 14 and 15 tries this spring. Payoff. Ball 4. So the first 2 have walked to start this 2nd inning, and for the 2nd straight inning, the visitors have 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
And that's going to be a meeting at the mound. I see Jacob Gerald walking out. There's pitching coach Jimmy Bellinger going to do the same. So a little bit more pace in his walk. So you know what that means.
So there's different paces for different situations.
Yeah, I have now my 4th year with Coach Bellinger, one of the best pitching coaches in the country, and you know, he's going to go out there and speak a few words of wisdom.
Well, it gives me a chance to tell fans next time you come to Clemson for a game, stay at the James F. Martin Inn. It's adjacent to the Maturin Center, features a pool, a cabana, overlooks Lake Hartwell, and close to all the Tiger sports facilities. Check it out at stayatclemson.com. And fans, today's game is sponsored by Blue Choice Health Plan of South Carolina. So it was a couple base hits to begin the top of the first. Tigers worked out of trouble. Did the starter Dane Moeller. Kept the Explorers off the board. But the first 2 have walked to start the 2nd. Here's Tyler Morgan, the catcher, already showing bunt. Titsworth delivers. It's bunted. Back to Titsworth. He'll look to 3rd, slip, but throw to 1st and got it. Wow, that's a great play.
Man, that was athletic play. He wanted to go to 3rd. The ball was bunted really hard back, but Jay Diller was crashing in as well, and nobody was there, and he turned to throw, and his foot slipped, and there's not many players, I think, out there that can make that play. That's just the athleticism.
Yeah. Not only the accurate throw, but he got something on it.
Yeah.
So that's a nice play. We saw that the turf became an issue a little bit in game 1. Even though the sun is out right now, I guess it's still a little moist.
Yep.
So 2nd and 3rd now, the runners move up. Here's Zestawicki. Justin Zestawicki, the shortstop, takes a ball. Number 8 hitter in the order. 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts in the openers. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. 1 ball, no strikes to Zestawicki. The pitch. Fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
See if we can't find a way to get a strikeout here. He evens it up there with an off-speed pitch to even the count up 1-1. That's one thing about Drew. He's one of the biggest competitors, I feel like, on this Clemson pitching staff, and he's not throwing the ball like the way he wants. He's going to make that adjustment and go out there and compete.
The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes. Second and third, 1 out. Top of the second. Tigers with a 3-0 lead. The 1-2, and that is just off the plate. 2-2.
That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes, but maybe a ball off the plate or so. Home plate umpire Craig Barron, a veteran umpire in this league.
The pitch, and that is just off the plate. 3-2.
Up to 94 there. I think Drew was a little bit upset missing his spot, but he's going to have to win his 3-2 count here. 3-2. There's a base open, so wouldn't be shocked if we see an off-speed pitch.
3 balls and 2 strikes. The look in by Titsworth. The pitch swung on, fly ball, center field. McClatty back. Plenty of room. Makes the catch for out number 2. Tagging at third. Scoring is Suzuki. Staying at second is Rue. And the sacrifice fly RBI makes it a 3-1 Clemson lead over LaSalle here in the second.
Yeah, nice job by McClatty, too, getting that ball in and going straight to third. There's no chance of throwing that runner out of the plate, so making sure you don't let the runner at second advance. So.
And also a nice job.
There
we got some
fans.
There we go. And a nice job, too, with 3-2. I mean, you got a chance to load the bases with 1 out. Instead, you throw a strike and you get an out. You'll trade a run for an out in that situation. There's Daniel Perez, the second baseman. Left-handed batter, swings and misses 0-1.
Yeah, good fastball up and down on there, but no doubt about that, Tony. Just being able to trade the run for the out and winning that 3-2 count that we talked about.
No balls and a strike, the pitch. And that is strike 2 called. We're going to introduce everyone here, but we're going to wait till the third if that's all right.
Yeah, that
and
works
hopefully
for me.
this inning gets over because we want to give you as much time as you need. Because the real
members
people
of the
in
family,
charge. That's right, real people in charge. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second, run in, pitch, and it hit him. Well, unfortunately, hits the number 9 hitter on an 0-2 pitch. Well, we got a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Tell us about this good-looking group.
Family coming to visit, and Caroline here in the booth, and youngster Bradley. I think this might be his first time up here in the radio booth, but Bradley's 2 years old, Caroline's 4. Mom coming to visit. Days like the doubleheader. We left the house early, get home late. Family coming out to support the Tigers. Both up wearing their Clemson hats, too.
They've been to, well, she has certainly been to a lot of baseball games, your wife. First and second, 2 outs, top of the order. Here's Ryan Perez. He looks at ball 1. All right, so 19 years. Are you going to introduce your wife?
Yeah,
Tell everybody.
My wife, Emily.
Yeah.
She's the one that actually, does all the hard work here. But
she's director of operations in your house.
That is the best statement yet.
The 1-0. Swung on, hit the left. Crichton has room, though. Backs a couple of steps, makes the catch. Keep that thought. I want to get more in-depth about this in the family. All right.
I like it.
Titsworth runs into some trouble, but he keeps the outcome or the bad news to a minimum. Gives up only 1 run. They strand a pair. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-1 Tigers on the Clemson Athletic Network. We move to the bottom half of inning number 2. Tigers 3, LaSalle 1. And Blue Choice Health Plan, South Carolina, today's game sponsor, offers a variety of health and dental plans to serve the needs of South Carolinians. To learn more, go to bluechoicesc.com. All right, let's keep up. Well, where were we? We have the Owens family.
That's right. We got the.
How many games has your wife seen over the years?
Oh, she's seen a lot. She actually worked for the ACC office back in the day where we got to cross paths, so she knows probably
How did y'all meet, by the way?
Probably better baseball through the ACC tournament. Yeah,
wow.
Baseball brought us together. So not only has it
How
brought
about
me
that?
19 years. You guys want to say "Go Tigers" for them before we can get this offensive inning started? You want to say it right here in the microphone, Bradley? 1, 2, 3. Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
There
Say
you go.
Hi, Mimi. Hi, Gaga. All right. All right. Well, Tigers are going to get some runs now that we got that good luck. Think we can get a crooked number up there?
Be nice. Purify to lead things off at the bottom of the second. Tigers sent 9 to the plate in the bottom of the first. He swings and lines it into center field. That's a leadoff base hit.
We give Bradley and Caroline credit for that one.
Absolutely. So how much longer before they can attend camp?
Oh, well, I know a guy that might could fudge the registration age work just to get him in, but Caroline's not far. We played soccer in the fall, and we play a lot of baseball in the backyard. They love coming to see the big boys, so they think the world of these guys. And
They have no idea how lucky they are, do they?
well, Coach Backage is such a one to thank, just being able to bring our families to work and just the whole Clemson community, just a special part of it for sure.
Go to first, and they nearly picked Purify. Nice backhanded scoop by the first baseman, Welshons, and he nearly got Jaron.
Yeah, he might have caught him leaning there a bit.
Leadoff runner or batter on to start the bottom of the second. 3-1 Clemson. McClatty, the batter, walked and scored in the bottom of the first. Again, a throw over. Saw Purify steal a base in the first. Also had a stolen base in the opener. And they'll call time. He'll do some housekeeping. Mentioned that there was kind of a misty rain all morning, and it's been, and of course the infield is a little dirty, if you will, and had to clean himself off a bit. And now we're ready to go. Pitch to McClatty. Fouled straight back 0-1.
A big cut there, and Purified love to get to second base, but good swing right there, jumping on that fastball. And Tony, as we were talking about special guest, I saw Mr. Tim Bray sighting here just a minute ago. See if we can't get him.
Yeah,
in.
we'll get Tim. Oh, okay.
He's making his rounds.
Yeah, we got to chat with Tim. Pitch is upstairs, a ball, 1 strike. Tim has seen a few baseball games.
Just a few. There's no doubt about that. Heck, Brian Hennessy, our sports information communications director, he's approaching 1,500 consecutive games. It's 14.
Runner goes. Pitch is taken low for a ball. Stolen base at second without a throw. Purify third swipe of the day's doubleheader. Second in this game.
That's going to make him 7 for 8 on the season. Getting those free 90s.
Runner at second. 2-1 to McClatty. Nobody out. 3-1. By the way, Tristan walked and scored in the first. Yeah, we get Tim in here. He's going to be inducted into the South Carolina Athletic Hall of Fame on May the 18th. You can go to scahof.org to get tickets. 3-1. Fouled off. Left side, out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Barnes.
Yeah.
You didn't see Brian pitch. I did in person. And I feel kind of bad because every time I see Brian, I say, you know what, you were the best left-handed pitcher in college baseball during your term at Clemson, particularly senior year. And that's not fair. He might have just been the best pitcher in college baseball.
Don't short him.
He was dominant.
Man, don't short him, but yeah.
No. 3-2. Pulled foul, right side. Count stays 3-2. No, he was dominant. Of course, Jim Davis.
Yeah, Coach Davis.
Longtime women's basketball coach. And like I read, he went to, 16 postseason play in 18 years, 14 NCAA tournaments.
How about that?
For women's college basketball.
That's an impressive feat, and I'm sure he's enjoyed following the Tigers this year.
Oh, he
and
loves
hopefully
it,
they're going to add to that postseason appearance record soon.
3-2. Inside ball 4. And the Tigers have 2 on with nobody out. So let's go back and look. 2 on, nobody out. 2 on. So in the 4 half innings we've had, each team has had 2 on, nobody out in every half inning.
I will say that, I love watching the weather and, love all things weather, but the meteorologists are calling for some potential weather later tonight, but let's hope that we don't linger this thing into an extended game and let that be a factor.
So here is Nate Savoy, doubled in 2 runs in the first. First and second, nobody out. And the throw back to second, Purify back.
We saw him in the first. It was Purify McClatty that were jumping around, had Rodriguez a little bit flustered there, and then drawing a balk, putting those runners in scoring position for Nate Savoy, who's currently at the plate, and drove him in.
Yeah, Savoy now with 18 runs driven in, leads the ball club. The pitch, swing and a miss, kind of a half swing, no balls and a strike. Your wife is here. My wife could not make it. And I think anytime I leave the house and she's got the afternoon to herself, Bonnie Schufo, I think it kind of makes her day. She knows I like being here with you in the ball club.
Win-win, huh?
Runners dancing around, throw back to second, and Purify just gets back safely.
I almost thought that was another balk.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, he was off about 30 feet, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, Nick Schnabel even was talking to the third base umpire there, Joseph Bloommeyer, and almost like he was going to the plate, and then he turned. I think that's what threw Purify off.
No balls and a strike. The look in, checking the runner down at second. The pitch. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike. DeStefanis on the mound, the right-hander. Second pitcher of the game for LaSalle. Emilio Rodriguez began the ball game, ran into first inning trouble, was lifted in the first. 1-1, missed away, 2-1. Now the Tigers have used 2. Dane Moeller, who's coming off of obviously Tommy John, making his first appearance as a Tiger. It was scheduled to be a limited outing, and he got his job done in the first.
He's just working his way up, working his way back, just recently released, so that was the plan all along, but we liked him starting this game too. It actually worked out perfectly so he could go through his pregame routine.
2-1, misses away in the dirt, 3-1. So we go back to game 1 where the Tigers walked 8 times. And in this game, they've already walked 5, and there's a strike, 3-2. Let's see, Purify with 1 walk in this ball game, McClatty with 2, Gerald with 1, and Dally with 1. That is 13 free passes for Clemson, and we haven't played 11 innings yet. The pitch, outside ball 4, bases loaded. That is a 6th walk. And we're in the bottom of the 2nd inning, so the bases are loaded.
Yeah, nice job by Nate Savoy there. McClatty and Purify were in motion there. They actually vaulted into their secondary, getting a huge jump if it had been strike 3. So nice job by Savoy being patient up there at the plate. And hey, those are just like those free 90s, just like base hits. So
well, 6 walks and a hit batter
that's
in this game.
Only two base hits so far for the Tigers, but see if Gaffney can make that 3.
The pitch, swing and a miss to Gaffney, who struck out his first time.
And we saw struck out swinging.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Bottom of the 2nd, Tigers lead at 3-1. DeStefanis comes set, pitch misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's no surprise if you face an Eric Bakich Clemson ball club or any of his ball clubs over the years, you better throw strikes.
Yeah, it's one thing they pride themselves in, and that's a lot of practice, a lot of inter squads.
Fouled back, 1-2 the count. Moves on Gaffney. Got to pitch up in the zone. Fouled it straight back. Long day of baseball.
That's a good thing, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been looking forward to it. No question. 1-2, the pitch to Gaffney. And that just missed away. Fans that are just joining us, you explained it in the first ball game. It's not a marathon today. It's 18 sprints.
Yeah, I wasn't, obviously helping out up here. I wasn't down in the post-game talk, but I have a feeling that Coach Bakich reminded them of that.
Pitch is swung on, line drive, base hit left field. Purify scores. McClatty held at 3rd. It's a run-scoring single by Gaffney. and a 4-1 Clemson lead here in the bottom of the second inning as Gaffney is down 1 for 2.
Yeah, nice job. He just stayed right on a breaking ball there and got it over the middle part of the plate. Just drove it. Good base running too by McClatty and Purify. That ball wasn't too far away from the shortstop for potentially lining out. So good, smart base running. That's why McClatty didn't score. And obviously with nobody out, not wanting to run into an out at home plate. So good swing, good base running. Nice job.
There is action down in the LaSalle bullpen. Got a right-hander throwing. And I believe that is going to be Christopher Gist, the right-hander throwing. Bases remain loaded. Still nobody out. A run in. Tigers have bounced back after giving up a run in the top of this inning. They've answered it. Chance to get more. Here's Lichtenberger. And he fouls the first pitch left side out of play. Hit by a pitch his first at bat.
Now, so far from DeStefanis, we've seen a fastball, we've seen a slider, and then he's got it's either a split, whatever it is, he's throwing as a changeup to these left-handed hitters. So it was a good fastball to Lichtenberger, the left-hander. See what he comes back here with. 0-1.
Bases loaded. The pitch swung on, grounded slowly to short. They'll go 2nd-1. Relay to first is in time. Double play. 4th time today that the Explorers have turned a double play. This one goes 6-4-3. Run scores, however. McClatty from third. It's 5-1 Tigers. And the run-producing ground out.
Yeah, I know Litch would like to have that pitch back. It was, even though he scored a run, just another double play for the Tigers. Kind of been the nemesis so far in the call of the day. But see if we can't get a 2-out knock here and bring that other runner in.
Here's Jacob Jarrell. Pitch misses upstairs. So the Tigers got 3 in the first. LaSalle answers with a single run at the top of the second, but the Tigers bounce right back. They get a pair so far at the bottom of the second, lead at 5-1. Saw yesterday the Tigers scored 7 runs in the first 2 innings. Today it's 5 in game 2. There's a strike to Jacob. In the opener today, Tigers won at 6-4. They led 3-0 after 3. Yesterday after 3, the Tigers led by a count of 11-1.
Yeah, they jumped on it quick, really barreling up some balls, finding those gaps, and today they're just being patient, taking their walks.
Pitches in the dirt. Morgan's the catcher for LaSalle. He's had a workout.
Yeah, it's he's the second string catcher. We've seen Novak the past 2 days, and he's taking a beating too. They're gonna bus home after the end of tomorrow's game back to the Philadelphia area, and that's a tough one.
It is. Pitches upstairs. Well, I heard you and Don yesterday talking, and I thought you alluded to the fact that they bussed from Philadelphia.
They did. They busted on Wednesday, so they were here on Thursday, and
that's a long trip.
It is a long trip. It's 8 or 9 hours at least. But talking to some of the LaSalle staff, that their academic advisors like, hey, we've got class at 9:30 on Monday morning. Some have tests. They need to be there.
Pitch is swung on, fly ball, shallow left center. Now over in center field. Swain comes in, makes the call and the catch. And the inning comes to a close, but the Tigers get 2 runs. They do so on 2 base hits. They strand a man. We've completed 2 from Doug Kingsmore in game 2 of today's doubleheader. 5-1 Clemson on the Clemson Athletic Network. When I was in college in Charleston,
So I gotta hit this every time I talk.
there we go. Welcome back, everyone, to Doug Kingsmore Stadium. 5-1 Tigers as we move to the 3rd inning. Tigers with 5 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They've stranded 4. For the visiting Explorers, a run, a couple of hits, no errors. They stranded 3. And we are now joined by Soon to be South Carolina Athletic Hall of Fame member Tim Beret. May 18th is the big day. First of all, Tim, welcome to the broadcast. Congratulations, and very well deserved.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very honored to go in the same Hall of Fame with Bob Bradley and Tom Price, as we fittingly talk about this at a baseball game.
You know, it's and growing up, and I remember you. I was a little boy when you first came here. Oh, by the way, in 1970. Were you here in 77?
Fall of 78.
78. All right. 77 was the loss at home to Notre Dame in a game
Right.
the Tigers led 17-7 in the fourth. And then I guess, was it 2 years later, your first year, you win at South Bend, your alma mater?
Yes, I was with the visiting team for each of those first two games.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I traveled with. Yeah, and I tell people it was kind of an act of God that I didn't usually. I was a grad assistant in Notre Dame Sports Information. I went to some road games, but usually didn't travel with the team. And the Monday before the Clemson Notre Dame game,
Pitch is swung on a foul. By the way, Chase Swain is the leadoff batter for LaSalle in the top of the third to count 1 ball, 1 strike.
so the assistant SID, Bob Best, came in the back office where I was working, and he says, I'm behind in doing the basketball media guide. You're going to Clemson. I said, okay, that's fine with me. So,
Was that your first trip to Clemson?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that was.
Could
yeah.
you have ever dreamt that you would end up here?
Well,
fouled
no. I mean, but I was interested in staying in the profession, and there wasn't an opportunity for me to stay at Notre Dame, so I was gonna, I was willing to look to go anywhere. I enjoyed sports, and so the Monday before I interviewed at Clemson, I interviewed at Kansas State, and the following weekend I interviewed at Clemson.
So it was a bidding war. Pitches, check, swing, foul. It was a bidding war.
So I interviewed at Kansas State, and then I interviewed at Clemson, and that following Monday, Kansas State made their decision and picked somebody else. And then 2 days later, Mr. Bradley called me and offered me $3,000 more than what Kansas State was offering.
The 1-2 swung on and line to right. Dally in. He can't make the catch. Came up just shy as he dove head first. It's a leadoff single for LaSalle. And what the top of the third now, each team has had the leadoff batter aboard to start the respective innings. All right, so you came to Clemson. How many years has it been? Was it 40?
I was worked full time from '78 to 2018, and in 2018 I've kind of helped out with whatever and done the color on football games and basketball games. And whenever Dabo needs some special project he wants me to do, I do it, and I still do.
Runner goes, pitch hits the batter Groon in the first two. You won't enjoy this. Do you know what I'm going to say? First
I've
inning
seen
for-
some hit batters already in this game.
All right.
Yes.
So LaSalle, first two batters reach in the first. Bottom of the first two reach for Clemson. Top of the second, first two reach for LaSalle. Bottom of the second, first two reach for Clemson. Top of the third, first two reach for LaSalle. Now you would appreciate that
we had
stat.
some great symmetry so far in
All
this
right.
game.
So when did you, and look, a lot of may not know 23 years I spent in your profession.
Yes.
And I will say this, here's a great honor to you. When I took over at 23 years old as the SID at College of Charleston, one of the first things I did was get a Clemson media guide. We were starting the baseball program. My goal was to have the best media guide. For us, it's about history.
Sure.
And stats and records. And I said, you know what, if it's in Clemson's baseball media guide or whatever, that's what we're going to do at the College of Charleston. That's a tribute to you and your staff.
Well, it's a tribute to Bob Bradley because
Bob,
we've
yeah.
always had a great baseball guide because Bob loved baseball, and
Here's Welchins count 0-2.
you get a kick out of this. When Mr. B was in charge of baseball, I was his assistant and helped him out with the press guide and whatever. He used to put the national records in our baseball guide. We had more stuff in our baseball guide than anybody, including the national records.
And he, but he was between him and Tom Price, and now you were in that same category. I put you in that same category, just legends. As that pitch misses away, but how early in your life did you say, you know what, I just love sports, but more importantly, I love the numbers? Because you're known as Google. Was it Clemson Google? Is that what you're called?
That's what Dan Scott gave me.
It is
that
true,
nickname,
though.
so
It
people
is true. I mean, we wait
pick
on your
up
tweets.
that. So, so when I was a kid, my dad went to Notre Dame, and so I was born and bred Notre Dame, and so from the time I was 10, we used to listen to the Notre Dame games on the radio. My dad taught me how to keep stats off the radio. I'd keep a drive chart.
Pitch is a check swing foul. The situation is this: 5-1 Tigers, top of the third. First and second, nobody out. The count is 2-2 on the cleanup hitter. Alex Welsh is the first baseman for LaSalle. We are visiting with longtime sports information director Tim Beret, who will soon on May 18th be inducted into the South Carolina Athletic Hall of Fame. And he's going over when he decided that he loves stats and sports. First, the 2-2 upstairs, 3-2.
So I literally did not play high school football because I didn't want to miss listening to the Notre Dame games on the radio with my dad.
Wow. So you
Because
back
my
then, the
high school
Saturday-
played all their games on Saturday. And so I didn't play high
You
school
know, Greg
football 'cause of
Brady
that.
from the Brady Bunch, they played theirs on Saturday too, by the way. I
Yeah,
don't know
well,
if you
Connecticut,
remember that.
I think they still play. My high school still
Fouled
plays
off
on
right
Saturday.
side.
So,
But what? Okay, so when did you decide I want to be an SID?
well, not until I really knew what it was all about. So I go to Notre Dame as a freshman, and go to all the football games, all the basketball games, all the whatever. But I never really knew that students could work in an office that did all the stats.
3-2, swung on again, fouled right side out.
So after the summer after my sophomore year, my dad was he would represent Notre Dame at college fairs in Connecticut. So he would go to Notre Dame for a seminar in the summers, and when he was out there, once in the summer of '75, he met Roger Valdesari.
3-2, and that is strike three
Right on the
call
corner.
for out number one.
So yeah, he had a chance dinner meeting with who's the SID, legendary SID, kind of the Bob Bradley of Notre Dame, and he told him what his office did and that students worked there. And my dad came back from the trip and said, "You ought to see if you can get a job, working there, because you love sports and you love stats." So that's what I did. He hired me, and 3 years later, I'm
Pitch misses, ball one.
traveling to Clemson with the Notre Dame football team, and then I got to go to the Final Four that year. And
Oh, that was the trip out west?
no, I'm talking about Notre Dame.
With Notre Dame,
Yeah, I
okay.
went to the Final Four with Notre Dame.
That's right.
in
1-0,
St. Louis.
grounded fair inside the bag at third, down into the bullpen. 1 run will score. And they're going to say the ball is free down at the bullpen. Initially, it looked like it may have gotten caught up. Runners stop at second and third. It's an RBI double, and now a 5-2 Clemson lead with 1 out in the top of the third. The double off the bat of Koshei Suzuki. And now here's Austin Root. Continue, please.
So because, my grad school year at Notre Dame won the national championship in football, went to the Final Four in basketball, and so I got to meet a lot of people and in the profession and in the media, and so I had a lot of good people on my resume, and Mr. Bradley looked at my resume and brought me down for an interview, and I got hired.
So that was the win over Houston in the Cotton Bowl with Joe Montana?
No, that was beating Texas.
Pitches outside the ball.
38-10. That was the year Notre Dame was 5th on the morning of January 1st, and on the morning of January 2nd was national champion.
So were you working at the Cotton Bowl that year?
Yeah, I was there, yeah.
Was it as cold as they say?
No, that was the next year.
The next year,
That
all
was
right,
the
yeah.
next year. The ice game was the next year.
1-1.
That was my first year at Clemson. That was 78.
Okay.
But no, 77 was a beautiful weather day. That was when Notre Dame won 38-10, which I tell people that, let's get this next pitch.
Yeah, here's the 1-1. Pitch misses away. 2-1. Second and third, 1 out. A run in. Tigers leading LaSalle 5-2, top of the third inning. We're visiting with Hall of Famer Tim Beret as he goes through a long career. And to me, I could talk forever about this because we both had that love for stats, but how you became involved. So continue.
Right. So
Fouled off.
foul out of play. So
Yeah, I tell you what, rather than me saying, you just describe what's happening and continue. How's that sound?
all right, okay. So yeah, Notre Dame
take a
beat
nap.
Texas 38-10, and I took great joy in when Clemson beat Alabama 44-16. It was the same victory margin in a national championship game for 2 of the championship games I've been involved in as a pitch high, and so. What do we got? 3 and 2 and
3
1
and
out.
2,
3
yep.
and 2 and 1 out. LaSalle has runners on second and third. So, so then I just had a very good resume and started here September 1st, 1978. The first day of work, I had mono.
Great.
In there for a called strike.
There you go.
two down. Second strikeout of the inning by Drew Titsworth.
So, how many times have you kept a baseball book? Did you come to a lot of games, or did you not have time when you were in charge?
Oh, it's here?
Here, yeah.
So I would do some games when Mr. Bradley couldn't be, which was rare. Because my first year was just me and Mr. B, and we had 6 student assistants, and a lot of times the students would keep the book, but I did pitches inside for a ball.
And this is Tyler Morgan, the catcher.
Number
by the way.
52, a freshman from Coral Springs, Florida. Good recruiting by David Miller going down to Florida and getting somebody to go to Philadelphia. Let's get this next pitch here. Yeah, looks like it's a little inside for the ball. So anyway, I would do some baseball. So one week, I remember this vividly because Mr. B gave us a hard time about it. So in '79, we had a great team. Next pitch is a little bit high, so we've got a 2-0 count, 3-0 count.
3 balls.
Two out, 2 on. For the LaSalle Explorers, here we're in the top of the third. It's a 5-2 Clemson lead. So anyway, in '79, he had a high school reunion in there for a called strike 3-1. And so I made the trip to Virginia and Maryland. It was a combined trip. We played, I think we played 1 game in Virginia, and it got rained out. We never played a game in Virginia. Then we had a doubleheader in Maryland. Pitches inside for ball 4, and they're loaded up for the Explorers. And so I only did 1 game. I think we only played 1 game because of the rain that weekend. Made all that trip, went with the team. The next weekend, Mr. Bradley goes back to traveling with them, and the first game was the famous game that Clemson won 41-6 at NC State when we scored 18 runs in the top half of the 9th inning. The game took forever. The next day, Clemson played a 16-inning game at Wake Forest, which, took forever. And so I saw 1 game in 3 days, and Mr. B did the equivalent of 15 hours worth of 2 baseball games. So he always gave me a hard time about that I had the easy trip. But yeah, that 41-9 game against NC State was very memorable. My good buddy Neil Simons had 10 RBIs and 3 home runs in that game.
The situation here at the ballpark, it's 5-2 in the top of the third, and LaSalle has the bases loaded with 2 outs, and the Tigers are going to make a change. They're going to go to their bullpen. We're going to finish things up with you, though, and keep it right here. So, okay, you come to Clemson. I guess we go through football. Let's talk a little football quickly. And I could talk forever with you. And May 18th. But anyway, Charlie Pell. That's who you began with, correct?
You began with Charlie Pell.
And then go through the order.
Yeah, I was here
during
during a great beginning. Clemson didn't go to a bowl game between 1960 and 1976, and that had a very good year in '77. And then my first full year here, '78, Clemson goes 11-1. It goes to the Gator Bowl. And
so you were there when Charlie Bowman got punched?
I was not.
Okay.
I was doing the basketball game with Jim Phillips. They wouldn't let your radio network do the games in those days. And so Jim Phillips and I decided, well, we'll just both go do the basketball. Or he decided. I was going to go with basketball regardless. So we did the play-by-play of that game, and we're actually playing at the same time because of the 2-hour time zone difference. And Clemson actually won the game on a Derek Johnson shot with 1 second to go. And during the timeout before we go into postgame, our producer back in Greenville just blurts out, "He hit him. He hit him." And Jim and I are like, who hit whom? What's going on? And so he finally told us, he was watching it live, and he said, it sure looked like Coach Hayes slugged one of our players. And so that's how we found out about it. And we had no TV in front of us, so we kind of related what he had said, and nobody could send us a text to say, oh yeah, it's right, it did happen, because we didn't have cell phones. So it was a crazy night.
Coach Ford told me that he didn't know until he got back to the hotel.
Right, yeah, it was such a crazy commotion. Of course, he's on the other side. Charlie was hit on the Ohio State sidelines, but that's correct. And it was just, crazy ending, and of course, Woody got fired the next day, and Danny handled it all just great. He was he didn't, try to jump on the pile. He had great respect for Coach Hayes. His first pitch is in there for a.
And this is
This
Nathan
is Dvorsky.
Dvorsky.
Yes,
yeah.
Dvorsky. Yes.
So you don't need a roster. You know.
Well, I got a scoreboard.
Oh, there you go.
Too.
I was going to give you a little more.
I sure can't
Can you-
explain. That as a fly ball out to center field, but it's going to be in the ballpark, and barely in the ballpark as it went all the way to the warning track. But the side's retired as LaSalle gets a hit. I got no many idea. I got to run. Excuse me, but we're at the end of 2.5, and Clemson leads LaSalle 5-2.
All right, so let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with Tim Beret. But the Tigers lead at 5-2. We go to the bottom of the third. Back with more right after this on the Clemson Athletic Network. We're clear. So we come back. I want to, honestly, though, seriously, it's so interesting to hear how you do, I was a student, and I wouldn't say this on there, but between us, my first day, all I did was cut newspapers for the first
Join the crowd.
2 or 3 months.
Join the crowd.
My fingers, were your fingers always black?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we had rubber cement.
Yes.
How's this for a tribute? The person,
I worked for Tom Price and Kerry Tharp.
The person who taught me the Notre Dame system for cutting and paste newspapers was actually Kim Montana, Joe's Montana's
No way.
wife.
No
At the time,
way.
was the secretary in the sports information office. And he's the
But
one
they
who
don't,
told me how to do it.
But you know what? You were probably like me. It was the greatest job ever.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point, I asked Kerry and Tom, I said, hey, well, if I'm cutting these and I'm doing today's papers, because I had to go down to the Capitol newsstand and get all the newspapers, I would take them and put them on the bulletin board at the Roost, and and then I got to the point. And welcome back, everyone, to Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Tigers on top of LaSalle by a count of 5-2, visiting with Tim Beret. He will go into the South Carolina Athletic Hall of Fame on May the 18th. If you're interested in joining us and joining Tim and 900 or 1,000 of some of your closest friends, you can do so by going to scahof.org to get tickets and find out more information. That is in Columbia, and he will join a tremendous group of folks that are very well deserved. Not only Mr. SID, and you talk about Clemson and all the great things, Bob Bradley, and now Tim Beret, but you two are not only greats at Clemson, you're two of the greatest in the history of the profession for this country. But anyway, we're going to wrap things up here. Anything you want to conclude with? There's so much to talk about. We talked about Charlie Pell. Go from there, and we'll finish it off with Dabo. How's that? And your golf cart he gave you.
Yes. So, yeah, of course, Coach, I became the head SID when Mr. Bradley retired in '89, and got to work with Coach Ford. And, of course, I knew Coach Ford from being an assistant all those times. Even when I was assistant, Coach Ford would bring a newspaper in and sit in a chair on the opposite side of my desk and put his feet up on my desk and read the newspaper. So I had a good relationship with him even before I became the head SID. And of course, there were some great times in the 80s. We're the 5th winningest program in the history in college football in the 1980s. And then, of course, worked for Coach Hatfield and Coach West, and then Coach Bowden and I were very close. And then, of course, got to know Dabo when he was an assistant coach. I still remember the days being in his office when C.J. Spiller announced he was coming to Clemson, and then was Dabo's SID until 2018. There's a pitch in there for a called
by the
strike
way,
to Jack Crichton.
There is a new pitcher on the mound for the Explorers, and it is number 50. That is Christopher Gist, the right-hander.
He's a freshman from Albuquerque. Boy, David is really getting in some frequent flyer miles on these recruiting trips.
Pitch
There's a
is hit
shot
hard.
I think it should be a hit. It was a slash off the first baseman's leg, and going into second base is going to be Jack Crichton. Let's see if.
Now this is one of your these are one of your young kids.
Brian
but
Hennessy
did you
thinks of
teach him?
this.
Did you teach him to be a homer?
Now let me tell you this.
Okay, let's hear it.
Bob Bradley scores that an error. I think Brian's going to score a hit. Let's see. Although he's going to think about it. You think about it. The first baseman kind of went for the glove save, a la hockey, but we'll just have to see what he does. But yeah, of course, my favorite story about Dabo was when I retired. They had a little party for me out at the Reeves building, and they scored a hit. And so I'm speaking or something, and Dabo's not there. I don't know where the heck he is. Ball is inside to Ty Daly. And so all of a sudden, from behind the building, here comes Dabo driving a golf cart, and I'm thinking, why is he driving a golf cart? And then I looked closely, and on the front of that golf cart is a tiger paw and a Notre Dame logo, and immediately I thought, that golf cart's for me.
Sure giveaway, huh? How about
Definitely
that?
the most perfect retirement present anybody could
You use
give
it a
me.
lot? Because now that you're married,
Yes,
I'm sure you get
I
just a
actually
lot of
used
chores.
I used to live on a golf course, and I used it
Okay.
a lot. But we still have it. We still use it to drive around our neighborhood, so it's fun. We still get out
and we
on a
don't live
nice
far
night.
apart, do we?
I live at the Grange.
I'm at Patrick
You're at
Square.
Patrick Square. So yes, I actually could take it over there. There's
Yeah.
a ball hit out to shortstop. Inside, in comes the left fielder, and he makes the catch. So Daly is retired. So I guess we ended our streak of the first two guys
Yeah.
getting on.
But they're still leadoff batter. Okay. Long career, great career. I know you only get 4 minutes. No way you get your entire career in at the Hall of Fame induction. But I also want to run this by you. We talk about coaching trees. You've got a pretty big tree when you talk about SIDs that have gone on. Can you talk about some that have worked for you and moved on?
Yes. And now, of course, our good friend Sanford Rogers went into the profession, actually worked for Annabelle Myers at East Tennessee State.
So was that, may I ask you, I knew her as Annabelle Vaughn.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. She's now Annabelle Myers.
Okay, good.
She
That's
married
good to know in
Ernie
case I ever run
Myers.
into her again.
Yes. And I believe she's going to be there.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Sanford says we've got 3 full tables of former students and full-time assistants that are coming on May 18th, so we're really looking forward to that. But, yeah, and I've got some that have gone into, Kelly Gramlich, who people know in the ACC network. I tell people she was the best transcriber of Dabo Swinney's press conferences I ever had as a student, and now she's famous on television, and
Pitches in there
pitches
for
in
a strike
for
to
a
Dillard.
called
All right, so
strike.
who, Hennessy, Brian Hennessy.
Brian
he's a legend
Hennessy,
in the baseball
certainly,
SID world.
Yes, yeah. I had a lot of others that went into it.
It's hard to keep up with him. isn't it?
Sherry West was a longtime assistant at North Carolina, and no, I've had a lot. I think I counted. I've had 28 that have gone into media relations in some regard. More women than men, by the way. I think it was 16 to 12. And I'm counting people going into broadcasting. I mean, Jane Robelo counts in that. She was on this first staff, and she's had a nice career, obviously. Got to speak. She and I were co-speakers at the Clemson Women's Club on Thursday. Ooh, there's
Pitches
a
all
wild
the way
pitch.
back. Yeah, back to the backstop.
Behind Jay Dillard that time.
You know, I think Sally Lomax was at that, and she told
She
us.
was?
Yeah.
She was. Got to talk to her a little bit about Nick and how's he doing. Speaking of that in baseball, I did an article in the Orange Experience. We were at lunch one day, and Nick started telling me about the Clemson baseball game that was played with
I've heard this.
with 3 balls and 2 strikes, not 4 and 3. I'd never heard of it.
It was against Georgia, right?
Against Georgia, yeah. There's another one that's go backstop. It looks like I'm going to try to score, and he's safe. Tigers now up 6-2.
Bang, bang at home plate on the
Yes.
wild pitch.
Back-to-back pitches that have gotten away from Mr. Gist. I guess it's Gist.
All right, so obviously, yes, and Nick has told me that story many, many times. So May 18th, I know we could talk forever. You're looking forward to it. By the way, very happy that we had the game on. Big win for the Tigers today to get the regular season wrapped up heading into ACC.
Yes,
you
it
gave
was-
some stats to Coach. What exactly were there? We couldn't quite hear him at the end.
Yeah, so today we finished the conference 12-6, and that's just the 7th time in history we won 2/3 of our ACC regular season games, and he's been the coach for 3 of them. All 3 have happened within the last 4 years.
Pitches.
There's a smash to left field, in between third and short by Jay Dillard. And so Tigers trying to restart another rally with 1 out.
So what is your schedule in terms of the men's basketball team? When do you take off? And do you
Well, with
know
it being
when
at
they play?
9, we're going to play at 9:30. We don't know who we're going to play.
Of course,
right
9:30.
now we're either going to play Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, or Syracuse at this point. But it will be determined by about 7 o'clock tonight. We'll know. So yeah, I'll drive up the day of the game and get checked in the hotel. Pitches outside for a ball to Mr. Purify. And so see what we can do. And if we win that first game, we definitely know we're going to play North Carolina in the second game.
Okay, and I can't let you go. We still got a couple outs to go. I want to get your comments because we both saw this guy pitch. I thought he was the best pitcher in college baseball during his time, Brian Barnes, and then, of course, the great Jim Davis.
Absolutely. You know, I am so glad that Brian Barnes finally got, because, you know, so Sanford and Billy D would ask me, you know, who you think is the Clemson guy that's not in that should be in? And I said, to me, it's Brian Barnes. There's a smash out to center field. Back is the center fielder, back to the track. The ball's carrying, and it's, oh, did it go out?
It did. It's out of here.
It did go out. Hit the stands and bounced back in, but Jaron Purify has smashed a 2-run homer. Is that his first home run of the year? I believe it is.
Yep, it is his first homer of the season.
Yeah.
Is there anything you don't know? Off the
Mr.
top of your
Purify
head.
with a nice home run. I still remember 2 years ago he had a home run, I thought, down the left field line at Georgia, and they called it foul. I thought he got robbed.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yes.
I thought that was, he showed the replay, and to me it was clearly a fair ball.
He's
But
got
anyway.
4 hits, by the way, in this doubleheader. He's reached base 7 times, and as you just mentioned, hit a home run to straightaway center field.
Very good.
And he's had a big
Yes.
day. Brian Barnes just
513 career strikeouts. I believe it is still the 4th most in the history of college baseball, which is a tough record to break because rarely you're going to see guys today play 4 years if you're going to be that good and have that many strikeouts. But yeah, I believe he's still 4th best. I actually got to broadcast his last game. Bob Mahoney and I did the 1989 regional in Tallahassee, and he was pitching on just 2 days rest. There's a pitch that's a down low, so it is 2-0 to Tristan. There it is, 2-0 to Tristan McLeod. And he, on 2 days rest, went the first 6 innings of shutout baseball. He might have been throwing a no-hitter through 6 innings. And then his arm kind of ran out of gas, and there's a ground ball out to shortstop. Picked up and thrown out to get McLeod for the second out of the inning. But I will always remember that performance. It was so gutty the first 6 innings. And unfortunately, Florida State got to him in the 7th and went on to eliminate us in 1989. But it was the conclusion of just a terrific career.
And Jim Davis made women's basketball. You know, we talk about some of the things that have happened with Dawn Staley and the great career she's had so far at South Carolina. But I tell people all the time, if she's out of the equation, I think, was it 18 years, 16 postseasons, 14 NCAAs?
Yes, I believe
that is
so.
amazing
Yeah.
what he did.
Yep, he sure did. Yep, every year we were. Right, and of course won 2 ACC championships in '96 and '99. I'll still remember the '96 one because it was on a Monday night, and we had kind of was irregular broadcasts of the women's games, and he got hit.
Yeah, Nate Savoy.
Savoy, number 99. Didn't Priest wear number 99 last year?
He did. Absolutely,
how did
you're
that
correct.
trade work?
And he's, you know, and he's still here. He's been injured.
Yeah, he's been hurt. You haven't seen him. I
But,
wonder what number he's going to wear when he
I don't
plays.
know. Same number as Aaron Judge.
Yes, that's right. So, yeah, so that ACC championship in '96, we ended up doing the broadcast. And we have the incredible performance to win. I think we beat North Carolina. And so I'm doing the color with Jim. And so the game ends, and there's a wild pitch. Going to send Savoy to second. He's going to round, looking at third, but he's going to stay. As Luke Gaffney is the base runner, is the batter, excuse me. So anyway, Jim says to me, "This is the first time I've been affiliated or got to broadcast an ACC championship. I'm going out on the court and be in the team picture." And so he left me, and God bless him, he went out there and just thoroughly enjoyed it.
Pitches away. Well, Tim, a lot of stories. We could stay here forever. Congratulations. Honor well deserved. You go into the Hall of Fame. And the good news about Clemson, you retired, but you didn't retire. You're still in the broadcast with Don Munson, men's basketball. And I've always, you know, first time I ever heard you was on the broadcast. I think you do an outstanding job. And congratulations. And I'm looking forward to seeing you May 18th and seeing you go in.
Definitely looking
But you've heard about the
forward
yellow
to it.
flag. You know about the yellow flag.
Yes, I know about it.
You've been
in this event many times.
Many times.
So, no, I'll have it timed out. I'll rehearse and have it timed out. Don't worry. But thanks very much. It's great to be with you.
Congratulations, the great Tim Beret. For those also watching on ESPN+, longtime SID, also the analyst for men's basketball at Clemson going into the South Carolina Carolina Athletic Hall of Fame. Today he met with the media over at Little John Coliseum to talk about his induction, and we wanted a few moments with him on the baseball broadcast. So just a moment, we'll welcome Brad Owens. Had an inning to stretch it a little bit, and Brad steps back in. Situation is this: it's a 3-run bottom of the third. Tigers now lead LaSalle 8-2. Runner at second, 2 down. 2 balls and a strike on Luke Gaffney, who's 1 for 2 today. You know, we could chat forever. That guy's a legend.
I don't know how I follow that up. I mean, he got
just
5 runs.
Pitch is fouled off right side. He is, you know, I don't think he realized how good he is as a broadcaster. You know, one of the things Tim does, he's got a very good voice.
Yep.
But if you listen to him with Don, they make such a great team. He's got great pace.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. I love listening to the basketball broadcast.
Super, without question.
I needed him to turn his volume up a little bit. There's a
Pitch hit him.
Hit by pitch there, breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. I'm sitting back here in the background just watching 2 legends work, but he's tough to hear sometimes. You know, only 2 headsets in the booth today, but
yeah, normally we have 3, so we all 3 would have been on. There's a time called. I think they may be going to their bullpen.
Missed out on some of the great stories there, but have to go back and listen.
Fans, Prisma Health, proud to be the official team physicians for our Clemson Tigers. To learn more, visit prismahealth.org and elevate your financial game with Founders Federal Credit Union. Visit foundersfcu.com today to see how you can pursue financial excellence today. Situation is this: Tigers have scored 3 in the bottom of the third. They have runners at first and second, 2 outs. And the Explorers will go back to their bullpen. We'll take a break. We'll come back, tell you about the new right-hander right after this on the Clemson Athletic Network. Welcome back to Duck Kingsmore Stadium. 8-2 Tigers, bottom of the third inning, 2 on, 2 out. Brad Owens joins us back on the broadcast. And Brad, new pitcher for the visitors is the right-hander.
Yeah, right-hander number 31, Sebastian Perez, 6'4", 205-pound freshman out of Soit, New York. Have to look that one up. Perez coming into the ball game today. Seeing what his stat line looked like from the games before. And unless I'm missing him, I don't see any pitching stats from him on the season. So
first appearance, huh?
Maybe the first appearance of the season.
Just for you.
What would Bob do in that situation? That's the say. What would Bob do?
Bob would say the same thing. I don't think he's pitched this year.
At least not on paper or the resources that we have. But he's a big guy, big righty, tall, lanky. Let's see what he's got. We talked about this some in the broadcast yesterday, just not having a ton of game footage to scout these guys. You just kind of have to focus on your approach more so than them.
Here is Tyler Lichtenberger, 2 on, 2 out, and he looks at a called strike, 0-1.
Fastball down the heart of the plate. I don't mind seeing one. You don't know what to expect, but 86 miles an hour fastball.
Perez looks in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2.
He chased a breaking ball off the plate.
At 76.
3 different Perez's right now I've found on the roster, so I wonder if there's any relation.
Time call gives us a moment. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Clemson Athletic Network. 2 on, 2 out, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, he struck him out, and Perez gets the punch out to end the threat. But it's a good bottom of the third inning for the Tigers as Clemson sends 8 to the plate. They scored 3 times. We have played 3. It's 8-2 Tigers on the Clemson Athletic Network. We go to the 4th inning. Tigers lead at 8-2. Game 2 of this doubleheader. Tigers winning over LaSalle in the opener 6-4. And here in the nightcap, we go to the 4th inning, 8-2, Clemson on top. Fans, the WCCP FM, WHAT AM are your official flagship stations for Clemson Athletics. You know, Brian Hennessy, I think 25 years now as the baseball SID, just celebrated. He came in and gave us a note. You know, since the loss 7-0 on Friday night in Columbia against the Gamecocks, over the last 6 games, every time the opponent has scored, Clemson has answered, and they've been the home team in all the games in the bottom half of that inning. How about that?
Yeah, that's, you know, when you have
that was a Tim Beret type stat, by the way.
No doubt. Well, that's why, you know, it's just a legend following in a legend. So when you have a new ball club, you know, there's 20 new Tigers out here on the field. It was 20 last year. So, you know, when you're playing games early in the year, you really don't know how your team's going to respond when it hits some adversity. So just being able to take those punches but punch right back, that's a big deal when you're learning your team.
So Navorsky goes to work, and he'll face Daniel Perez, the number 9 hitter, leading off the 4th inning. So in each of the first 3, the first 2 have reached in each inning for the visiting LaSalle Explorers. The 0-1, swing and a miss. And for the Clemson, the first 2 reached in the first 2 reached in the second, and only 1 in the third. But 3 of the first 4 reached.
That's right.
So we'll take that. But anyway, yeah, that is extraordinary. The 0-2 missed outside.
Oh, Nate Dvorsky.
How does he do it?
This is his 5th appearance on the season. You know, Nate didn't have the preseason. I think he would be the first to admit he did not have the preseason that he had hoped for. But just a senior out there.
There's strike three called off the mid of Gerald. He picks it up, throws quickly, and off the mark. That ball shot off of his glove, Brad, to the left, the third base side, about 10 to 15 feet off the dirt area. And by the time he got to it, he had to rush his throw, and it was off the mark. I think that'll be a strikeout and a pass ball.
Yeah, I think Perez, too. I don't even know. He was kind of hesitant at first, and even when he got down to first, he was throwing his hands up. But I think Jacob might have had a little bit more time than he thought, and then he realized, and when he turned and threw, he just spun and just threw it wide. That's the first error in this ball game for the Tigers.
It's going to be a strikeout and a throwing error, and not a pass ball. Regardless, the runner's on.
Get back to bragging on Nate Dvorsky, though, just being able to go out there. He's a senior coming out and just filling up the strike zone so far. And stat line, 3.1 innings pitched so far.
Pitch to the leadoff batter, Ryan Perez. Misses, or actually he's in there for a strike. So the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fan, today's game sponsored by Blue Choice Health Plan of South Carolina. 8-2 Tigers, top of the 4th, but for the 4th straight inning, the visitors had the leadoff man aboard. The 1-1 upstairs. 2-1.
That's one thing.
Tell me about Dvorsky. You mentioned Dvorsky. All right, so because his stuff's 91, I mean, it's a good, but there's a lot of stuff in between. What is his best pitch?
Yeah, his best pitch to me is his split finger. He throws it as a changeup. We'll see one probably here in a minute, maybe right now.
2-1 is drilled to deep right. Dowley going back. He is at the wall. He leaps, and it is gone. A 2-run home run off the bat of Ryan Perez has cut the Clemson lead to 8-4 in the top of the fourth. His second of the season.
You got to tip your cap to the hitter right there, Ryan Perez, just going down. That ball's down and in on the left-handed hitter, and just you hear about the left-hander just dropping the bat head on it right there, and that's what he did. He got a fastball, or 88-mile-an-hour pitch on the inside part of the plate, and he just dropped the bat head on it and just snuck it out of here too. That ball didn't. Ty Dowley got a great effort right in front of the Cajun Cafe and had a chance to catch it.
So it's now 8-4, still nobody out, and for the fourth straight inning, the first two have reached for the visitors. Here's Swain, number 2 hitter in the order, and he lines it to center, but McClatty has a beat on it, and he makes the catch. Actually went down to one knee and caught it about chest high, 1 down.
It was a line drive right there at him, and those balls are so tough to play, especially when it's got some top spin on it. That ball's hit 105 miles an hour right at him, so nice job staying with it. And
you hear Coach many times, center field sometimes the toughest to play, and like in that case, sometimes they actually knuckle.
yeah, that ball,
you.
yeah, for sure. Either hard top spin, the ball's diving down, or knuckling.
Pitch misses away, and unlike the other outfield positions, you don't get an angle on the ball sometimes. It's coming right at you. So do you have to go in?
Yeah.
Do you have to go back?
It's hard to judge the speed of it.
Here is Carter Groon. He is 0 for 1, and he's behind, or actually the count is even now. 1 ball, 1 strike. He struck out in the first, did Groon, and hit by a pitch in the third. So that is, we talk about leadoff batters on. How about the first 2 in each inning for LaSalle? Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Is that split finger?
That's it. Yep, spin rate of just over 1,200, but he throws it as a changeup, and it almost can dance too much out of the zone at times. But man, when that thing's working, it's almost unfair.
Here's the 1-2. And that one dances outside, skips in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, went back to the split finger, but yeah, that was the difference yesterday. All 7 innings, all 7 leadoff guys retired, and that was our strategy coming in. And, a team that's going to run on the base paths a lot. They really take advantage of being aggressive, putting pressure on a bigger team, so to speak. And that's the difference between yesterday and today.
The pitch, swung on, fly ball, center. McClatty back, turns near the terrace, plenty of room. He's got it, 2 down. You never know.
Yep, nice job coming right back. Give up the home run, you get the next 2 guys. So see if he can't get out of this inning and see what the Tigers can do. See if we can keep that streak alive that you and Brian Hennessy were just talking about, and see if we can respond.
If not, Hennessy's in trouble.
We'll blame him this time, right?
Yeah, they can't blame me.
I think it's impressive of the last.
It is incredible. Welshon swings, grounds it to third, to Hopper. Dillard fields, throws, inning over. So an error to start the inning, and then a 2-run homer, but then 1, 2, 3. Line out, fly out, ground out. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 8-4 Tigers on the Clemson Athletic Network.
This time we request that the current following members of our armed forces to please stand able to be recognized. Please remain standing while the baseball team join the
Welcome back to Doug Kingsmore. Salute to service. Members of the Tiger baseball team going through the crowd to welcome, congratulate, shake the hands of, in honor of the veterans in our crowd, those that have served, are serving. And I'm going to tell you what, it's a thrill for the veterans as well, without question.
Yeah, I think, again, you know, we talked about it last game. We talked about it yesterday, but, you know, just seeing these guys mingle, you know, working their way through the stands, it's just a special moment that just never gets old. It's bigger than baseball, and, again, chills again. Just, how about it?
Yeah, it does give you chills, no doubt about it. Fans Live Music coming to Gervais Meadows this spring. On April 11th, show headlined by Jake Owen, Congressman and Chet Jurgensmeyer. The baseball program will serve as the open act on April 11th before the trio of artists hit the stage. As the baseball team plays host at North Carolina at 2 o'clock at Doug Kingsmore. For more info, go to ClemsonTigers.com. All right, we're putting that stat to work here in the bottom of the fourth as Gerald swings and fouls the first pitch off.
Yeah, we got some work to do.
I texted Hennessy. In case you're wondering, folks, the last 6 games, all home games, every time the opponent has scored, the Tigers have answered. Well, the opponent just got a 2 spot in the top of the fourth. See if it continues. Gerald will lead things off. That one skips in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jacob, 0 for 1 officially, walked back in the first, flied to center to end the second.
I did do some homework throughout the break there. Just Sebastian Perez, our pitcher on the mound. He's making his collegiate debut. He's a redshirt freshman, went to IMG Academy, but no stats so far in his career.
2-1 as that pitch misses up and in. And Hennessy gives us the big exclamation point. He agrees. Be the last time we get a stat from him if it doesn't work. Pitch is swung on and drilled back into deep left center field, and that ball is gone. And the Tigers take a 9-4 lead on the long home run to left center by Jacob Gerald, his team leading 6th of the year.
Brian Hennessy said, "I'll keep my stat going." That ball hit off the top of the scoreboard. If you guys are familiar with the video board out here at Doug Kingsmore Stadium, that ball hit off the Doug Kingsmore sign right on the left side of it, but 108 miles an hour, TrackMan distance of 425 feet. Wow. How about that?
That was a shot.
And we're working on our phone number, too. Don and I talked about it. We've scored every inning now. It's 323 is the area code, so
okay.
Work on that prefix here in a minute.
I think we need about 6 or 7 more. You know, you want that
like
fourth number to be an 8, like
yeah.
8, 3, 2, 3, 8, something, you know. Anyway.
We're getting into these summer afternoons, you know, warmer afternoons, I should say. You don't want these storms to pop up, so we got to take care of business and make sure the weather doesn't be a factor.
Jack Crichton hit by a pitch at 75. I don't think there's any, obviously no intent there, just got away, and
Yep.
he's aboard.
Breaking ball got away from him there, but hey, I'll take another free 90 and get that runner aboard.
Well, let's take a look at this game. We talk about free 90s. That is 4 hit batters. Tigers have been hit 4 times. They have walked 6. That's 10 freebies to go along with 7 hits. That's 17 base runners.
Yeah, that's,
and we're only 9 outs into this ball game.
that doesn't do much for the whip on the pitching statistic.
Here's Dally, pitch in the dirt, gets away. Crichton to second on the wild pitch. 1 ball, no strikes.
A nice dirt ball read there by Jack Crichton, and you know LaSalle's not going anywhere, right? So they're going to answer right back. So you better continue to sprint, as we were talking about it. We're in the 13th sprint of the day, so hopefully we can just keep getting stronger.
The 1-0, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. And today's game sponsored by our good friends at Blue Choice Health Plan of South Carolina. Runner at second, nobody out. 1-1 the count on Dally. A run in on the Gerald Homer. Swung on, looping liner. That is going to drop, base hit left field. Crichton around third. He will score. It's an RBI single to left for Dally and a 10-4 Clemson advantage.
Yeah, great job right there, just going with it. It wasn't the most hard hit ball, but nice job by Jack Crichton. He's out there at second base. He knew exactly where the left fielder was there of Perez, so he knew that little bloop kind of out in the left field. He was going to be able to try to score, and he did just that. Nice base running.
Now time called. Let's see if LaSalle will make another move to the bullpen and give us a chance to tell you what's the best part of being at a Clemson baseball game live. It is seeing the entire stadium completely decked out in orange. So let your true colors show and score a ticket today at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace. Clemson Tigers. Tigers lead at 10-4. Runner at first, nobody out. Home run by Gerald. Crichton hit by a pitch, moved to second on a wild pitch and just scored in front of Dowley. Soft single to left. So they will leave the right-hander. Perez in the game. And here's Jay Dillard to the plate, 1 for 2. Singleton scored his last time. That's when Tim Murray had the play-by-play.
Yeah, he scored 5 runs, and it's a tough act to follow. You try to follow up Tim Murray, but a true legend, and Clemson Google is very accurate.
There you go. Pitch to Dillard is in there for a strike. T.L. Hanna, high school.
Yeah,
Anderson.
T.L. Hanna. That's a good take. Not to venture off of his bio, but it's a breaking ball. He hasn't seen that pitch yet. He hasn't really thrown it for a strike.
And time is called by the home plate umpire, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. So the pitcher that time, did he not give Dillard the opportunity to get in the box?
I think that was just a true 20-second
20-second
pitch clock.
Well, you don't see that.
You don't see that one much.
1-1 outside the ball, but then again, you also mentioned that this is Perez's first.
It is, you know,
appearance.
And that's one thing that we work on as I feel like a Clemson staff and our team is, you know, we talk about green lights, yellow lights, and red lights. You know, when the game starts to speed up, you get into yellow lights, and then, hopefully not into red, but just trying to keep the game under control.
Pitch in the dirt, 3-1. Right-hander warming down in the left field bullpen, and that is Bruce Wadiak, number 99, junior out of Medford, New Jersey. 3-1 in the dirt, ball 4. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Ball got away from the catcher, Morgan. The runners move up 90 feet, and now that will mean we will see a pitching change. South Carolina Education Lottery, proud partner of Clemson Athletics since 2002. More than 197,000 lottery-funded scholarships and grants like the Life, Hope, and Palmetto Fellows have been awarded to Clemson University students. Since 2002, the lottery has raised more than $9 billion to support education. Learn more at sceducationlottery.com. So the situation is this: Tigers bat bottom of the 4th, a couple runs in on the RBI single by Dowley and the solo homer by Gerald. They lead LaSalle by a count of 10-4. Tigers have first and second, nobody out. LaSalle will go to their bullpen. We'll take a break. When we come back, Brad will have the new pitcher for LaSalle. All that and more as we continue from Doug Kingsmore right after this on the Clemson Athletic Network. Welcome back to Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Bottom of the 4th inning, 10-4 Tigers on top, 2 out, or I should say 2 on. Nobody out. LaSalle has a new pitcher, and here's Brad Owens to tell you all about the new right-hander.
Yeah, another right-hander, number 99, Bruce Wadiak, 6'2", 201-pound junior out of Medford, New Jersey. Wadiak coming to the game, making his 3rd appearance of the season, all in relief. Has 2 innings of work. He's given up 1 hit, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Opponents batting .167 on the season. No wins, no losses, no saves. An earned average of 9.00 for Bruce Wadiak.
So the right-hander on. He'll face the top of the order and Purify. 2 for 3 in the opener with a couple of walks, 2 runs scored. He's 2 for 2 in this game. Has scored 3 times. He's also homered. Also has 2 stolen bases. He's put up some big numbers all day. He looks at ball 1.
He's hit the ball hard. We've seen him hustle around the base paths and Even the antics causing a balk earlier, just playing heads-up baseball, smart baseball. That's the kind of baseball and the style we like to play.
First and second, nobody out. The 1-0 gets away. Both runners will move up 90 feet on the wild pitch. Second and third, nobody out. Numbers for Purify in this twin bill: 4 for 5, 3 walks, 3 stolen bases, 5 runs scored, and a home run.
How about that?
That's a great night.
He's one of those guys. He's a captain for this ball club. We have 4 captains this year. He's a 2-time. He's a returning captain. 3 of our 4 are returners.
And that pitch misses. And it's 3 balls and no strikes.
And he brings it every day. That doesn't matter. He's been one of the. We have what we call rising leaders before you kind of become a captain. But I tell you, he's really been a leader for this team. And
there's a strike.
The strike in there, a fastball at 89. So we've got runners at second and third, nobody out here. So see if Jaron can do his job and find a way to tack on a couple more.
Dillard at second, Dally at third. Pitches outside, ball 4. That is the 4th walk today in this twin bill for Purify. He is on base for the 4th straight time in this game. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out for McClatty.
The heat is on again, as you might hear.
Mentioned it moments ago, but for Clemson, that is walk number 8 in this ball game. They had 8 in the opener. They've also been hit by a pitch 4 times. That is 20 free bases in this doubleheader by way of walk or hit batter. McClatty looks at ball 1.
And you got to be patient up there. You don't have to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just make him throw strikes, hunt the heart of the plate. See if we can tack on a few more runs here.
McClatty 0 for 1 officially, but has walked twice and scored twice. The 1-0 swung on, pulled foul outside of first. By the way, we have a second on that foul ball. I want to give a big kudos and a thank you to one of the all-time greats, and that is Will Clanton.
How about that?
Who's back at studio control today, and what he helped us through the first game through ESPN. Kevin Smith with Clemson, and what he's done in terms of audio and trying to make us sound good. I know it's an impossible detail, but he's gotten it done. But both of those guys, Will and Kevin, first rate. The 1-1 hit back up the middle. That is in the center field. That's a base hit. 1 run will score. Dillard around third. He will score. It's a 2-run single for McClatty, and the Tigers take a 12-4 lead.
Yeah, nice job by McClatty, just being patient right there, getting a pitch that he can handle, and just hitting it right back where it came from, right back up the middle. And ball's hit hard enough. There was no chance of the shortstop or the second baseman making a play and getting 2 more runs.
And Purify stops a second. I think he hit it right on the head when he was coming to the plate. You said you don't need a home run here.
Yeah.
And you look at that approach.
Yep.
Hit it right, you said, right back up the middle. So here's Savoy, 2 on, still nobody out. It's a 4-run 4th. And Savoy takes a strike. Savoy is 1 for 1 officially in this game, doubled in the first inning. Take a look at his numbers as I scroll down. He had a 2-run double in the first. He's also walked and been hit by a pitch. The 0-1 upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. So 3-2-3-4 with your phone number on the line score. Tigers 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. That's your 3-2-3 area code. Now we've got the 4-digit. At this rate, I don't know that we'll have enough numbers to get through.
That's fine with me.
That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll take it.
1-1 in the dirt. Morgan, the catcher, blocks it nicely. 2-1. Ball gets away from the pitcher. Wadiak, but not far enough. Shortstop corrals it. So Brian Hennessy's off the hook.
Yeah, he got it. Hey, but that's why he's confident. That's why he's the best.
Yeah, 25 years. It's amazing. And the good thing about Brian is he doesn't look like he's 45. I don't even know how old he is because he looks like he's 30.
His headshot sure does.
Oh, 2-1. Now straight back. Are you saying that he looks young or he won't change his headshot?
He never ages in that picture.
There you go.
That's it. By the way, if you're wondering, area code 323, it's the central area of Los Angeles, California. So, fun fact of the day.
I've seen some baseball out there with the Dodgers.
We're actually going to make a little West Coast swing later in the month.
2-2, swung on, line, base hit left field. Purify around third. He will score. Throw comes in, cut off. First and second. Still nobody out after a run-scoring single to left by Savoy. He's driven in 3 on the day in the second game, and the Tigers lead at 13-4.
Just another good job of just being patient. Got a fastball over the heart of the plate. He just drove it, even though hit it right through that 6-hole, 104 miles an hour, but really good hustle by Jaron Purify. Again, the left fielder Perez playing deep, scoring easily.
Tigers on top 13-4. It's now a 5-run bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Gaffney. The look in by Wadiak, the pitch. Swung on and hit to deep center, but room out there for Swain. Now over in the right center. He'll give way to the right fielder who makes the call and the catch. Tagging at second is McClatty. He heads to third after Grun makes the catch. There's one away. Runners at first and third.
A good base runner by McClatty, just making sure that ball's on the right side of the field. Getting to third base, tagging up on that play.
So here's Lichtenberger hitting in the 5th spot today. He's been hit by a pitch, hit into a 6-4-3 double play, and is struck out. He's 0 for 2. So you've got McClatty down at third, Savoy at first. Tigers have scored 5 runs in the inning, looking for more. The pitch drilled to deep right, down the line. That is going to be a fair ball. It will one-hop the wall. McClatty scores from third. Savoy chugs around third. He'll score. It is a 2-run double by Lichtenberger, and now a 15-4 Clemson advantage.
Yeah, that's a great job by Litch right there. Talking about getting the bat head out. We saw him have a disappointing at bat the inning before with the strikeout, but nice job redeeming himself. And big double, 2-out double right there. Excuse me, 1-out double there by down the line. Tack it on a few more.
It is now a 7-run bottom of the 4th inning, and the 10th man to bat in the inning is Jacob Jarrell, who began this thing with a monstrous home run to left center. Pitch misses away. Can he hit 2 homers in 1 inning?
Well, you got that 7-run 4th again. Saw that on Wednesday over at Michigan State, Ford Field. Thank you guys, anybody that came out to that game. It was about 3,200 in the ballpark, and really nice crowd for a Wednesday.
The 1-0. Fly ball right side down the line, foul ground. Grun gives chase. Does he have room? He will not. It's out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, I watched and listened to the tunes, or tunes, I think is the right way of putting it, of the great Don Munson.
Yeah.
Were you on the call with
No,
Don?
it
Or
was
it Bob?
Bob and Don.
Bob and Don.
That's why you know it was great.
Bob and Don sounds like a morning drive time show. But listen, tomorrow it's you and Don, right?
I think, yeah, Don and I again tomorrow. Had pleasure
Yesterday.
to spend some time yesterday, and
Well, he's the best. He's the best.
doubt.
He's
They
the
make it
voice
easy
of the
for me.
Tigers.
Makes it easy for me.
Yeah, he is second to none. Check the runner at second. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs a ball. Of course, if Don's in the booth, Gracie's in the booth.
Yeah, we had her yesterday.
But Gracie, who stays at the Shufos quite a bit,
Oh, nice.
Don travels a lot, and my wife, she's used to, we've had animals all our life, and I always tell her anyway, treat me like a dog.
She got that experience.
Yes, pitches outside to Gerald. It goes to 3-1. Anyway, Gracie has really, over the years, has calmed down. Yeah, she's gotten older, right? And just a beautiful girl and lovely dog. But, you come in, she'll just get underneath the table, right? Gets
I
a
like
little
it.
excited at first, but then she calms
we all
down.
do.
Well, yeah. I get excited
Clemson.
every time I see y'all.
It's Clemson baseball.
3-1. Upstairs ball 4. 9th walk of the day for Clemson in game number 2 after 8 in the opener. And it's first and second, still only 1 out. And here's Jack Crichton, hit by a pitch and scored earlier this inning. He's also doubled. That came back in the 3rd. He scored in that inning. And he reached on the fielder's choice in the first 1 for 2. Yeah, we got a little scorecard here. Batter number 11 this inning, hitter number 11. Tigers on top 15-4 in the bottom of the 4th inning. First and second, 1 out. Wadiak checks the runner, the pitch. Fouled off straight behind home plate. In fact, the Tigers are going to go to their bench And Clemson is going to have a pinch hitter. And it is going to be Jackson Moore, the freshman, will get the at-bat, and Jack Crichton's day is done.
Yeah, we saw Jackson last night. Actually got a pinch hit at bat there in Greenville against that Michigan State game we were just talking about. Got an at-bat last night.
Pitch is swung on, chopped slowly to second. Fielding, throwing, and not in time. Infield base hit. Perez couldn't quite get it out of his glove quick enough.
That's going to be the first career hit for Jackson Moore. He's got family that's been Clemson baseball alumni. And
got down the line pretty good, too.
Yeah, he can run a little bit. He got a really good swing, good left-handed swing. Our staff really, from an offensive standpoint, he's a good ball player. Just a good testament to a guy that really works hard and goes about his business the right way.
And now the bases are loaded with one out for Ty Dowley. So Moore gets the 12th hit of the day for Clemson, and Dowley swings and pops it up. Foul ground, third base side out of play. The count is 0-1.
Came back down.
Someone makes the play down there. No balls and a strike. Bases loaded, one out. The pitch. Swung on and drilled into deep left center field. It'll stay in the park. Coming over is a center fielder who makes the catch. That is Swain. Tagging at third is Lichtenberger. He will score. It's a sac fly RBI, and the Tigers now lead it 16-4.
Yeah, that was a tough one right there. The communication between Perez and Swain. Swain ended up making the catch, but nice job by Dowley, just finding a way to get the runner in from third base, less than 2 outs. So another RBI for Ty Dowley. It's 2 this inning, is that right?
Yes. Absolutely had the single in the left field. In fact, let me double check that, since you are asking. Here's Jay Dillard. Oh, by the way. Yeah, Dowley's second RBI both this inning. Pitch swung on, drilled back into deep left field. Going back is Perez. He looks up and he will make the catch just shy of the wall, right in front of the, or right behind the Tiger Paul in left center field. Thought for a moment that Jay had his second of the week.
Crushed that ball.
It is a good bottom of the 4th inning for the Tigers. They score 8 runs, and after 4, Tigers on top 16-4 on the Clemson Athletic Network.
Congratulations to the fans in section UH, row A. That's section UH, row A today. Rick Cliff, Lucky Road. Before we crack open the doors, do your part to do our community sacrifice. Plan ahead for a safe ride home. Together, we can end drunk driving.
Tigers get 8 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mentioned going to the bottom of the 4th, or in the 4th inning. Tigers had always answered when the opponents had scored over the last 6 games. They do so with 8 runs. New pitcher for the Tigers, and here's Brad Owens.
Hadn't quite made the official change yet, but it's going to be Ariston Vesey coming in. Can you hear that's correct?
It is Vesey. We also have, it looks like, a new left fielder. Moore will stay in the game.
18, the right-hander Ariston Vesey, the transfer from Alabama. He's coming in 6'1", 185-pound junior, Peachtree City, Georgia. Vesey coming into the ball game, making his 2nd appearance of the season, has an inning of work, gave up no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. No losses, no wins, no saves on the season so far in this inning of work. So Harrison Veazey's another young guy, a transfer we picked up from Alabama out of the transfer portal, but really good
Hard
young,
throwing,
yeah,
right-hander.
hard throwing, young arm, and a guy we definitely think can help us.
So the Tigers lead at 16-4. The right-hander, as you mentioned, comes on for Clemson. We saw Jackson Moore reach on an infield hit as he pitch hit for Crichton. In the bottom of the fourth, he will remain in the game for the Tigers and now is in left field. You know, other thing I mentioned, wanted to mention, I forgot. When Savoy scored from first on that double, he can run.
Yeah, he's for a bigger guy, a wide guy. He can run.
He's not. Yeah, he is pretty athletic. First pitch of the inning misses low. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the visiting LaSalle Ball Club. Kosi Suzuki, the designated hitter, fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's had a good day. He walked and scored back in the second, and then doubled in a run back in the third.
The fastball there at 93 miles an hour.
Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
About 95 miles an hour. So I'll bump it up a little bit more.
One ball and 2 strikes. VC delivers. Swing and a miss. Went right back with the hard stuff at 95, and that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, got ahead 0-2, and then he elevated that fastball and just said, here it is, hit it if you can, but really good 0-2 pitch. And, hey, we got that first leadoff guy out.
How about that? Got the Tigers with 4 strikeouts unofficially in this nightcap. Here's Austin Rue, has walked and struck out 0 for 1. He looks at a ball. Now let's take a look and see if I was correct. 6 strikeouts in this game. So we got 2 for Moeller, 2 for Titsworth, 1 for Dvorsky, and now 1 for VC. Fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Excited to see Dane Moeller back out there. It's been a long journey from February the 9th, 2025. Again, slated to be our Sunday starter last year, and unfortunately went down with an injury, but really glad to see him back out there.
The 1-1, check the swing, not in time. 1 and 2, went around. And so it's been a year.
Yep, February 9th. It was the Sunday before opening day. We try to mimic our opening series leading up to the opening day, and
that pitch misses. 2 and 2.
We all knew it when it happened. He just threw a pitch and
that was it.
Grabbed his elbow, and that was it. But I can't tell you how many times I've seen him out of the office window, just out there, even throwing by himself. He'll get one of those screens and just throw it.
2-2. That is strike 3 called with the off-speed pitch, 2 away.
How about that pitch there? Just been pumping fastballs in there, mid-90s, and it just drops in a really good slider on the inside part of the plate for strikeout looking.
To come back in a year, that's saying something.
Yeah.
You've seen guys do it, but it's hard.
Yeah, that's why you only, it's March the 7th, and, you only see him throw an inning, but just being able to go through his pregame warm-up and ball misses high. Just being able to get that pregame routine in is just, like you said, it counts now. So it's a really good experience for Dane, and he's a big factor of this pitching staff.
Catcher Tyler Morgan looks at ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes, 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 5th. From Doug Kingsmore, Tigers on top 16-4. Morgan today has a sac bunt and a walk, so no official at-bats for the left-handed hitting catcher. There's a strike on the outside corner. Tigers won yesterday 14-1. Did so in 7 innings. Had a great first game today. 2 teams battled. Tigers held on, won 6-4. This one, Tigers with an 8-run bottom of the 4th. Now lead 16-4. Swung on, fly ball left side out of play. 2 and 2.
2 is across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
And time called. VC wants a
Didn't like that baseball.
Tell you that United Bank, a leader in banking for over 180 years, proud to serve Clemson fans across the Carolinas. Visit us at bankwithunited.com. Member FDIC. 2 and 2. And that is straight 3 called. VC punches out the side, 2 of them looking. We go to the bottom of the 5th. All Clemson in the nightcap. 16-4 on the Clemson Athletic Network. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Alongside Brad Owens, Tony Schufo with you. We do have a change for LaSalle. We'll get it for you just in a moment. Change defensively, we'll have it for you. Tigers on top 16-4. Tigers with 16 runs, 12 hits in this game. They've committed 1 error, stranded 8. LaSalle 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They have stranded 6, but also part of the equation for the Tigers offensively. They have walked 9 times in this game. In fact, they've walked 17 times in today's doubleheader. And they were hit by a pitch 4 times in this game. 12 hits, 13 free passes. 25, right? Is that right?
That sounds right, yeah.
That's pretty good.
I was trying to hear there's a whole slew of lineup changes, I believe. There's a new center fielder, maybe a new right fielder.
Well, I can tell you it's Olander is in center. And there is a new right fielder?
Yep.
right.
Maybe not. Growens, he was out there, wasn't he?
Well, I know there is a new pitcher.
I do know there's a new pitcher. How about I get through that while we
let's do it.
figure out the rest of it. But the new pitcher, number 22, another right-hander, Lucas Edwards, coming to the ball game. 6'4", 185-pound freshman from Delron, New Jersey, making his second appearance of the season, both in relief. Has just an inning of work, 2 strikeouts in that inning, and just a walk. So, young part of the season for him. Number 22, Lucas Edwards.
So Edwards on. Again, I mentioned there's a new center fielder. We'll tell you about him in just a moment. First pitch to Purify is upstairs the ball. What a day for Jaron in the nightcap. He is 2 for 2, has scored 4, driven in 2, hit a 2-run homers, walked twice. That to go along with the 2 for 3 first game with a pair of walks and a pair of run scores. He's also stolen 3 bases. Pitches outside a ball. 2-0. All right, let's find this new center fielder. It's Olander is the new center fielder. First name Michael Olander, a freshman. So he will hit for the center fielder. In the number 2 spot, that's Chase Swain.
And Edwards, the pitcher, new pitcher on the mound, is the 6th pitcher today for LaSalle.
Pitches a swing and a miss.
He's the 6th pitcher in this ball game and the 14th pitcher overall from yesterday and today. So I did talk to Coach David Miller. He said he brought the whole team, all 40 players. So
I heard you talking about that yesterday. Is that unusual? You don't travel?
It's a little bit of a higher number, but ball missing down and good take by Purify there. Go ahead, 2-1 in the count. 3-1, excuse me. But yeah, typically a lower budget program. You traveling a good weekend series, might not travel, but 34, 35 guys. But he wanted to bring all 40 back to his alma mater.
Swing and a miss, 3-2, count full.
Good cut there by Purify too.
Purify led off the game with a walk, stole a base, scored, singled, stole a base, scored in the 2nd, 2-run homer in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 4th.
He scored all 4 at bats.
And the next pitch is swung on and fly to center. Olander in right center now. Wind carries it that way. He'll make the catch, 1 down.
And ball will find you. New center fielder, first batter, getting him to work.
Here is McClatty. He's had a quiet day, very good, but very, for him, quiet. In fact, McClatty's day is done. Tigers will go to their bench, and they'll bring on a pinch hitter. And for the Tigers, that'll be Jason Foltz Jr. will hit for McClatty.
How about that?
So 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the 5th, and that pitch is upstairs the ball.
I'm excited. Just can't say enough good things about Jason Foltz. He's a true ball player, just really hard-nosed worker, and you're going to hear his name for a long time in a Tiger uniform.
The 1-0, fouled back, big kid. I mean, you just don't.
Yeah.
They don't make freshmen that big.
Yeah, just to contribute the way he's contributed as just a true freshman, says enough. But he's a gamer out there. You look at his eyes when he's in the game, and you better watch out. He's not making any friends.
1 ball, 1 strike. Edwards delivers way outside, 2-1. So the finale is tomorrow. First pitch, 1 o'clock.
Game 4, you don't hear about that too much, but
yeah,
as long as we keep taking care of business, I like it.
2 balls and a strike. Pitch. hit him. And Fultz is aboard.
He's been a magnet lately with hit by pitches. That's he got banged up a little bit from last weekend. He got hit in the forearm, but hey, he'll take that free 9 any way we can get it. Going back to the 4 games, Tony, Don and I talked about it a little bit yesterday, but Coach Bakich mentioned it in the pregame show, just opportunity to play a doubleheader one day and get 4 games in rather than having to play 2 midweeks later in the season. So just trying to,
I heard that.
Just to try to be able to, take a little bit of more of a break later in the year and Briggs Sullivan at the bat.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's a good cut.
Swing and a miss by the pinch hitter, Briggs Sullivan.
And we saw Briggs make his collegiate debut yesterday. He was had a kind of a fluke accident in senior year at high school and had a long road to recovery. Ended up redshirting last year, but just another really hard-working kid, phenomenal young man, and made his collegiate debut yesterday. And a 7-pitch walk, I believe it was.
So he'll replace Savoy, who went 2 for 3. Pitches outside a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Savoy finished 2 for 3, scored a couple, drove in 3, had a double and a walk. McClatty went 1 for 2, scored 3, drove in 2, and he had 2 walks. Yeah, I missed that yesterday. I left here after, first couple of innings. I actually had to, I got the pleasure, I don't want to say I had to, but I had the pleasure of going and had to work some softball yesterday.
Yeah,
so,
you get to, right?
I love Coach Rittman and that staff. They are
do
fun
a
to
great
watch.
job.
They do. Boy, it is amazing. 1 ball, 1 strike. 16-4 Tigers, bottom of the 5th. The runner at first. The pitch grounded to short. Could be 2. Second one, relay in time. Double play will end the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-4-3 to conclude the bottom of the 5th. We go to the 6th. Tigers on top 16-4 on the Clemson Athletic Network. Before we head to the top of the 6th inning, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Clemson Athletic Network. Tigers lead at 16-4 as we go to the top of the 6th. New pitcher for the Tigers, and here's Brad Owens.
Yeah, another freshman right-hander, number 40, Landon Fowler. Coming in the ball game, the 6'3", 210-pound freshman out of Easley, South Carolina, Powdersville High School. Landon's making his 2nd appearance of the year. Just has 1 inning of work, gave up 1 hit. It was a home run, 1 strikeout, no walks, but just another young arm, a really powerful arm here in this Tiger bullpen right now, and potentially a guy that could also be a starter down the road. But glad to see him get some work in today, because just a kind of a raw talent, raw freshman, but really good arm, can pump it up there to the mid-90s as well. So another freshman that's talented on the mound, and see if we can throw up another 0 for us today.
Defensively for the Tigers, Fultz will remain in the game, and he will actually move to first base. So Gaffney's day is done. We mentioned that McClatty was hit for by Fultz, so Fultz stays in the number 2 hole. Gaffney's day is done, and he will be replaced in the order by the new center fielder. So if he's scoring at home with us, McClatty hits 2nd. It's now occupied in that batting order by Jason Fultz Jr., who's at first base. And now batting in the cleanup spot will be the new center fielder, Bryce Claiborne. And of course, Coach just told you about the new pitcher. Will Clanton back at network control today. He's been there all day and has done a great job with us, along with Kevin Smith, who has been working out all the audio, different things that happen. Folks, when you have a men's basketball game and we're on the app only in game 1 and we're on ESPN Plus, There's a lot of different wires that can't be crossed.
Yeah.
And somehow they did it. And then, of course, we had William Quackenbush, the Quack Man, came through. One of the all-time greats in broadcasting. He handled the intermission show, if you will. And then Will Clanton is with us now on the network for radio. Here is Justin Zestawicki to lead things off, the shortstop, and he looks at strike one.
And good fastball by Landon, 91 on the outside part of the plate. Get ahead.
Zestawicki is 0 for 1 officially. And there's strike two called. Sac fly RBI in the second, fly to center in the third. 8, 9, and 1 due up in the sixth. Tigers leading by 12. The pitch. Skips in there. 1 and 2, in case you're wondering. And we saw it in game one. They do play the 10-run rule, which means team leading by 10 after the opponent has 7 at bats, 7 innings, so it could be 6.5 or 7 complete. 10-run rule was in effect. Saw the Tigers win 14-1 yesterday. But the 10-run rule in the 7th inning. Here's the 1-2. Chop foul at home plate. Got a piece of Zestawicki.
Keeping an eye on the weather over here.
Are you getting the same text I am?
We got a little bit up in that Walhalla. Got some lady Razorback state champions, but also a little cell of rain. But hopefully it stays north of us.
Well, I hear it's pouring in Walhalla.
Well, let's let it stay there. Steve needs to water his grass.
Lined and caught by the second baseman. Purify, 1 away. Yeah, tell Steve to put up a barrier, do something. Go outside and do a rain dance or whatever to keep it there.
Yeah. Pinch hitter, maybe?
Yeah, pinch hitter is going to be Brendan Till. He will hit for Perez, who went 0 for 1 today, but did reach on the strikeout throwing error last time up. Scored a run in front of the home run by Ryan Perez. Pitches a strike, going 1.
Another freshman, Newton Square, Pennsylvania. It's a good young ball club from LaSalle. It's very well coached. Again, we've talked about.
Pitch misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, this will be a great experience for his club. And you mentioned that the turnaround he did with this program years ago. And they will continue to jump back and do well. Pitches a strike. Came in this weekend 8-2. Unless something dramatic happens over the next 5 outs, they'll fall to 8-5. But, I mean, it's tough to win, period, much less go to Clemson and win. There's a tapper in front of the plate. Now a foul ball called.
Ooh. Craig Barron, home plate umpire, he was all over it, but nice job by Landon just hopping off the mound. And I think Jacob Gerald wants a little bit of an explanation there. Jacob's a senior catcher. I think one of the best senior catchers, overall catchers, I should say, in the country. So you don't get much by him, but he's wanting an explanation, but he was right on top of it. He caught it from the beginning.
Coach Bakich had me a Jacob Gerald believer. First the 1-2. That is strike 3 called. Till out on strikes, 2 down. Had me when he told the media and everyone, I think it was a year or 2 ago, that Gerald's the hardest worker he's ever been around.
Yeah, well, last year he was, and I don't think we've done this exercise so far, but we kind of give our guys an evaluation of their own teammates, but unanimously he was voted hardest worker on the team. I guess he received, one person didn't, and it was himself. He didn't vote for himself as hardest worker, but first time in Coach Bakich's career that's happened.
Here's Ryan Perez, 2-run homer his last time. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 6th. Perez 2 for 3. Has also scored a run. So he's had a good game too, to say the least. Did not play in game 1. Swung on fly ball. Right center. Purify back on the grass. And now coming in is Clay Vaughn, and he makes the catch. Stumbling almost behind the bag at second. Boy, showing some speed to run that one down for out number 3. So the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the visitors into 6th. We go to the bottom half. 16-4 Tigers on the Clemson Athletic Network. Tigers lead 16-4 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Fans Farm Bureau Insurance is rolling out new auto rates in South Carolina. Slide into your local office to see how much you can save. Plus, Farm Bureau members score the kind of perks at a guaranteed home run, like free and discounted tickets to select Clemson athletic events. Find an office or get a quote at scfbins.com. Also, hit a Hardee's home run and get a limited edition Clemson Collector's Cup when you upgrade your order. Enjoy refills all year long for just 99 cents. Blue Choice offers a variety of health and dental plans to serve the needs of South Carolinians. Learn more, go to bluechoicesc.com. And did you know that the South Carolina Education Lottery is a proud partner of Clemson Athletics? 197,000 lottery-funded scholarships and grants like the Life, Hope, and Palmetto Fellows have been awarded to Clemson University students since 2002. The lottery has raised more than $9 billion to support education. To learn more, go to seeducationlottery.com. It will be Bryce Clavon to lead things off. As we go to the home half of the 6th inning, he is batting for the first time, replacing Luke Gaffney in the batting order. So the changes are this.
Did you get all that?
Defensively, yeah. We will in just a second. I'm going to have it for you. As the first pitch is ball 1. So there are some defensive changes for the visitors. Pitch misses away. Lucas Edwards, second inning of work. So Tilden goes to third base for LaSalle. That pitch misses. 3-0. He will actually hit in Groon's spot and play third base. Pepper is in the game. He'll go to first base for Welshins. 3 balls and no strikes to Claiborne. Ball 4.
Yeah, good patient at bat right there. Just not starting this game and not getting the at-bats that he wants right now, but just a nice patient approach right there and just seeing the pitches and taking his walk.
Austin Rue, who began the game at third base, he remains in the game, and he will move to right field. Till, who pinched hit in the top half of this inning, stays in the game, and he is at second base. And the new shortstop is, get that for you in just a moment.
Meccanangelo?
Yes, and here's Lichtenberger.
I'll let you pronounce that one.
You're so kind. Nico Meccanangelo. Meccanangelo, that's what it's going to be. Meccanangelo is now the shortstop. He'll replace Zestawicki. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch misses away. Well, earlier today I met, Meccanangelo is correct. I met with the folks and got some pronunciations. 1-1 with 1 on, nobody out. Swung on, hit hard right to the first baseman. He steps on the bag, throws to second, and now they have Claiborne and a run down, and the ball gets away, and Claiborne moves to second. So the fielding down at first base was Jackson Pepper, who made the play and then stepped on the bag.
That was actually a really good heads-up play by Bryce Claiborne right there. The ball, it's a hard ground ball to first base. He tags the bag and then has to throw to second, which would have to be a tag play, but Bryce knew he was no chance he was going to make it to second base. He goes back to get into a rundown and makes him throw the ball away. Heads up baseball. That'll be a baseball IQ play for sure.
Here's Jacob Gerald. Walked, flied out, long home run to left center, and another walk. He's also scored a run and has driven in a pair. Runner at second, 1 out. No error on that play. You can't assume a double play, but you do get to put out on the 3 unassisted. Here's a strike to Gerald on Lichtenberger for out number 1. And by the way, Jackson Moore, the left fielder who got his first hit of the year, of his, I guess, of his career, last time up, waits on deck. He's 1 for 1. And Gerald delivers, or actually Gerald waits on the delivery, and it's a curve strike. 1-2. Hey, let me ask you another question, and I think it's very beneficial. This ball club got some real depth behind the plate.
Yeah.
That's important.
Nate Savoy, last year Jacob Jarrell having to catch a lot more, but, Luke Gaffney filling in something, but, just being able to rotate the ball.
Popped up into right. The right fielder comes in and makes the catch. So it goes to third, and trying to keep up with all the different changes. I believe that is Rue out in right field, and it is. So out number 2 as Rue makes the play.
Yeah, but just being able to have a guy like Nate Savoy that can fill in, and him and Jacob Jarrell can just alternate, especially good examples this weekend. You got 4 games, and Jarrell caught yesterday, Savoy caught this morning, or game 1, I should say, and then Jarrell this afternoon. I think Savoy you'll see catch tomorrow. Just kind of split them 50-50 this weekend.
Here's Moore. He looks at a pitch down. 1 ball and no strikes. Runner at second, 2 out. 16-4 Clemson, bottom of the 6th inning. Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Tigers won the opener 6-4. Looking for win number 14 on the year in this nightcap. Upstairs a ball 2-0. Fans, did you know there are amazing teens and siblings groups who need a foster or adoptive home? To learn more about public adoption or fostering through the South Carolina Department of Social Services, go to dss.sc.gov. The 2-0 pitch. Here it comes. Inside ball 3.
Jackson Moore, we talked about. The freshman's from Hartsville, South Carolina. Another Tiger great, Cam Canarella, native of Hartsville, South Carolina. So that's big shoes to fill from Hartsville.
Absolutely. Canarella, not obviously offensively, but defensively. 3-0. That's ball 4. So Moore aboard for the second time. He's got an infield hit and a walk. He's going to sleep well tonight.
That's a good take there, too. He was wanting to hack a little check swing, but ball on the outside part of the plate. And Craig Barron doing a nice job, too, just staying with his zone. He's not, sometimes in margin games like this, you'll see the zones move, but he's sticking to his guns, as he should.
Well, I was chatting between games with the supervisor, the umpire who is here evaluating. As Jim Jackson pitches in there for a strike to Ty Dowley. And we were talking about just this part of the game that we're in right now, a blowout situation. In the old days, you could open your zone up a little more. Today with this,
No.
he said it's hard because they get graded down.
They do. Yeah,
So
the ACC is actually a league-wide TrackMan contract now. The ball misses away. Even the count up 1-1, but it'll give them an umpire score. That's why the league went league-wide with TrackMan. Obviously those guys, it's a thankless job back there, and just to be able to do the best job possible and have resources to get better and learn from, it's a good asset.
Pitch is fouled back. How would you like to have a computer? Well, you're at work every day. Every time you do something, it follows you around. And when you make a mistake, it instantly tells the world it has the ability to look at that computer. Think about that.
Well, the world criticizes and critiques every move we make anyway.
Right.
But
particularly, yes, in your profession.
When
you do something right, that's it's hard.
They don't need to see all the mistakes that I make.
Everybody, but no, it's tough. I agree with you. Coaching can be tough. The 1-2 upstairs, 2-2, 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the 6th, 16-4 Tigers. But and what I'm saying, I'm trying to be fair to the umpires.
Yeah, 100%.
And number one, to want to do it, to know that, hey, everything's going to be scrutinized because people can see it. I mean, you got something that says, shows where the ball is in the strike zone. It's
even in the big league
kudos
system.
To those guys.
Big league system with the ABS system.
3-2.
They'll challenge a call, and the ball might miss by a quarter of an inch, and it might get overturned it one way or the other. I don't envy that position, and unfortunately, I hope it doesn't affect the future, of the umpires, because that's I'm not sure who would want that job.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners go, fouled off left side out of play. You wonder if it ever gets to the point, honestly, that you go back to, okay, we're going to give you spin rate, exit speed, blah, 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 release speed. We're going to take away the strike zone. And we'll just grade that like we used to. In fact, I was talking to Jim yesterday, who's in here evaluating. He said he doesn't look at that stuff while he just evaluates on not just, I don't want to use the word mannerisms, but as the pitch is swung on and fouled back, technique.
Yeah,
I guess the best way to put it. It's old school way of doing it, but he says the best way for him to do it. And they can look at numbers later.
Yeah, I think it's a matter, especially some of these big games. Obviously, next weekend we'll have a big matchup here with Georgia Tech. Sometimes, it's a big environment. They want to make sure that, these guys can handle the game. They're not going to get sped up, just like the players do.
Payoff. Swung on, fly ball, center field. Going back Olander, and now he will come in and make the catch, and the inning is over. Tigers strand a pair, do not score in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Tigers are committed to excellence on the diamond. Novant Health is committed to excellence in health care. With the best doctors, amazing nurses, remarkable care, Novant Health comes through in the clutch. To learn more at Novant Health, go to NovantHealth.com. 16-4, Tigers on top. We go to the 7th, back right after this on the Clemson Athletic Network. We have reached inning number 7 from Doug Kingsmore. Tigers on top 16-4. And fans, support your Clemson student athletes. Join IPTAY today. Donation level start as low as $75. And membership comes with a host of great benefits. Join online now at ClemsonTigers.com/IPTAY to learn how you can become a part of the power behind the ball. We have a new pitcher on the mound as we go to the 7th inning for the Tigers. And here's Brad to tell you all about him.
Another freshman right-hander for the Tigers, number 39, Peyton Miller, 6'4", 205-pound freshman out of Phoenix, Maryland. IMG Academy as well. Peyton coming in, making his 2nd appearance of the season. Just like Fowler, only has an inning of work. He gave up 1 hit in that outing. No runs, no walks, no strikeouts. So excited to see Peyton Miller out there on the mound. He's definitely another good arm that can help us here and just continue to add depth in this Tiger bullpen. But young freshman that continues to get bigger and stronger every day, and it's done a nice job so far learning the ways.
Your thoughts? I know you mentioned it is early. You used the word depth. That looks to be a real strength of this team for the Tigers in terms of pitching.
Yeah, I think it is. We didn't lose a ton of guys from last year. Obviously, we lost Lucas Malstad, a huge contributor in this pitching staff, but just a phenomenal job of the transfer portal, some of these freshmen, but and even guys that were last year just getting better. Deion Brown has taken a huge jump. Pumps in a fastball there at 91 miles an hour.
Yeah, and Olander fouls it off right side out of play. First at bat for Olander, center field now. Continue, please. Sorry.
Yeah, just but again, it's a strength but they just throw strikes. It doesn't matter how much depth you have if they can't fill up the strike zone, execute pitches, and just compete out there. So, Drew Titsworth is an example today. He didn't have his best stuff. He'll be the first to admit that, but be able to go right back out to the next man up, and someone to pick him up that day, and because we're all going to have days like that.
That's strike 2 called. 91 on the black.
Another good fastball.
Tigers with a 16-4 lead in the 7th. That pitch misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Peyton's good too. He's a 4-seam fastball guy, but he throw a changeup. But he has 2 different breaking balls. He has a curveball. It's just more of a 12-6 type pitch, and a slider that you saw there, a little bit harder bite.
Pitch is swung on, late swing, fouled right side out of play. Fans, Clemson women's tennis back in action at the Duckworth Tennis Center. On Thursday, they host Virginia at 5 o'clock. The men on March 13th, men's tennis back in action at home at 5 o'clock on March 13th against Florida State. Admission to tennis is free. The 1-2. Hits right side, foul again.
Extended netting here at Doug
Yeah,
Kingsmore
just thinking
Stadium.
about that.
I'm very thankful and glad that we did that project. You're seeing it more and more ballparks, and just makes now, as a father of young kids, makes a difference.
Pitch is low and away, 2-2. Yeah, you don't think about that stuff until you become a dad. And
Yeah.
I saw a very gruesome injury. Gosh, it's been maybe 20 years, maybe 18. But Riley Park down in Charleston, a young kid was hit on a line drive that just skipped off the top of the dugout down the first base line into the crowd. Pitch misses high, 3-2.
Tried to drop the breaking ball in there with a 2-2 count, so didn't miss by much. That was the curveball.
Anyway, so kudos for having that extended netting.
Good investment.
And I'm telling you, the visitors' bullpen loves it. That's about the left field lounge. Pitch is swung on, chopped to first, fielded by Fultz, takes it himself, one away as he steps on the bag.
Yeah, nice job by Fultz. That ball wasn't hit too hard. It had a lot of spin on it, but that's a good pitch, a fastball on the outside part of the plate that had to go with, but Fultz just making sure of it. Ball spinning like that, you don't want to misplay it, but recording that leadoff guy out.
Don't forget, fans, lacrosse in action tomorrow as they host Notre Dame at Conklin Field. And that will be a noon start tomorrow. Lacrosse playing host to Notre Dame. Here's Tilden. Dom Tilden, his first at bat. He looks at ball one. Tilden came on last half inning. And he was batting, hitting in groom spot, the pitch. This is the way, 2-0. Tilden, the third baseman. Gruen moved to right field. The pitch to Tilden. Checked his swing. Did he do it in time? He did not. 2-1.
Really good fastball there, 92 miles an hour by the freshman. You get another guy like Dane Moeller healthy and contributing, and these were relievers out of the bullpen. And ball didn't miss by much there. Checkman actually had it as a strike. There's another guy, Jake Morris, another freshman, a big, tall left-hander from Lugoff, South Carolina. Had Tommy John last year, and he's getting closer and closer every day to. I think we're going to see him back this year, so he could be another big piece of this pitching staff.
3-1 pitch, and that is strike two called on the outside corner. Good crowd here today. We'll have numbers for you afterwards in terms of attendance, but some of which have, after a long day at the ballpark and maybe some at the basketball game as well, have decided to take it home, maybe beat some bad weather coming in.
Let's hope it stays away.
3-2, misses away, ball four. So 1 on, 1 out in the seventh. Again, this Tigers with a 12-run lead. Should this half inning end with the Tigers leading by at least 10, this game would end. It would be for the second time in this series. 2 of the first 3 games where the Tigers will have won and with the 10-run rule in 7 innings. But some work to do here. 1 on, 1 out. Here's Pepper. Jackson Pepper. First baseman who came in last half inning. Bats for the first time to pitch. Missed away, ball 1.
So we're going to have another arm warming up in the bullpen. If I can figure out who it is. Jacob Gerald's going to go out and just talk to Peyton here and just say, I like this mound visit. And the whole infield's actually going to come in. So say, take a deep breath here. And looks like maybe Noah Samuel warming up, the big, tall left-hander.
Well, it gives me a chance to tell you that the Tigers gymnastic team back at Littlejohn on Friday, March 13th, when they play host to BYU at 6 p.m. Mentioned lacrosse tomorrow, hosting Notre Dame at noon. Softball back at McWhorter Stadium tomorrow as they go for the sweep over Georgia Tech. Abby Dunning with the no-hitter today in a 1-0 win over Georgia Tech. First pitch tomorrow is at 6 o'clock, and in baseball, the finale at 1 o'clock tomorrow with LaSalle. Tickets for those games. For information on tickets, go to ClemsonTigers.com. Meeting at the mound is over. 1 ball, no strikes on Pepper. Runner at first, 1 out. We're in the top of the 7th. Tigers lead 16-4. The pitch. Fly ball right field. Dally back, but plenty of room. Now comes in a couple of steps, makes the catch. He will throw back to first. Runner back with ease, but they are now 2 away.
Nice job by Dally sticking with it. It's kind of that twilight, part of the night where you got to stay with it. You don't want to lose the ball when it gets above the lights, but that's the second time in 2 days we've seen an outfielder throw behind the runner at first base too. So I like it. It's Riley Bertram was the king of it. He would throw behind a runner at first base on a cut ball or ball coming in from the outfield.
Here's P.J. Rose pinch hitting, looks at a strike, the right-handed hitter. Batting for the first time in this game. In fact, if you look at the numbers, it's his first AB of the season. Right-handed hitter, sophomore out of Cincinnati, Ohio. No balls and 2 strikes. So Miller, 1 pitch away. Fans come to their feet. The rhythmic clap begins at Doug Kingsmore. 2 outs, 0-2 the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and this ball game is over. Tigers win it in 7. Final score in the nightcap: Clemson 16, LaSalle 4. After winning the opener by a count of 6-4, Tigers improve on the season to 14-1. LaSalle falls to 8-5. We'll take a break. Back with the post game right after this on the Clemson Athletic Network. All right, I'll be right back.